Yeah. Yeah. You ever feel like life just pile up? Bills, pressure, expectations. But somehow we still find a way to laugh. I don't know how we do it, but we do. It's the TBS show, where we laugh through the stress. Bills due, but we still coolin'. Yeah, we handle the mess. Argue all day, then we dab it up next. It's the TBS show. Yeah, we keep it too real. If you laughing and learning, then you know the deal. Woke up late, hit snooze like 5 times. Check my phone, now I'm scrolling through timelines.
Hey. We back again. Tell me what it is, what it ain't. Tell me what it do. We got something to talk about today. We got a special guest. My in-law brother-in-law. Yeah, I'll break that down later. But yeah, my in-law brother-in-law, man of God right here. Special guest coming all the way from the big city of Atlanta. I say Atlanta. The big city of Atlanta come to grace us with his presence down here in little old Huntsville. He's a producer. He has his own podcast. He has his own faith-based clothing brand. And he encourages you to go hard for God daily. Big brother, also big brother here. Big brother. Anything I need to know, he got the info for it. I don't listen all the time, but he got the info for it. Whatever it is. Father, husband, wear many hats. He's a photographer. I don't want to say it wrong. A cinematographer. Cinematographer. Okay, I can say some words. Cinematographer. A lot of stuff you do. It ain't just that. There's a lot of stuff you do. I go on date for days and days, trying to introduce my brother. But we are here with Kirby, the man love. Kirby love here. Yes, sir.
What's up with you?
What's going on, brother? What's going on, Mr. This Mr. 229 right here. This Mr. 229. Y'all just we gonna put out his social handles. Y'all go follow him. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Hey man, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming to the TBS show.
Hey, glad to be here. We about to talk about something.
It's a good one. It's a good one. We've been talking about something. I've been excited about it. I've been excited about doing it. I've been excited. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to be on your podcast. I did. I wanted to be on it, but I said he ain't said nothing about it, so I gotta earn my way on it. I gotta earn my way on it. I know how it is. How it is.
It's pending. It's pending.
Okay. It's pending. Okay, it's pending. Look, we in the works. We moving. TBS, we moving.
Yep.
We
We're
moving.
gonna set it up.
Okay. So just a little tidbit. So, I gave you an introduction, but there's a little tidbit about yourself. Where you from, and you ain't gotta put your age out there.
Hey.
You ain't gotta put your age out there. They don't need to know all that. Just know black don't crack.
Black don't crack, yeah. The crazy thing is, I don't get the point of not telling your age.
That's a good. You know what? I don't get it either. But
I think I'm a little bit different when it comes to seeing certain things in different perspectives. I don't understand why people don't be want to tell their age. I think we ain't gonna dive into stuff. Now we'll get into the intro, but I just want to say I ain't scared to tell my age. But we ain't gonna get deep right now. But some folks be scared to tell their age, like tell how old they are. Like why?
Yeah.
Unless you're insecure about the name. But anyway, so I'm straight from Albany.
The 2-2 and the 9.
2-2 and the 9.
That's up.
I'm from down there with 912.
It was
Ooh,
9-1-2.
ooh,
See, I
yeah,
didn't know that. See,
yeah.
that's game. That's game. I didn't know that.
See,
It's
see,
history. I didn't know that.
see. I was there when it was 9-1-2,
It was 9-1-2.
and then it changed to the 2-2-9.
It was where 9-1-2 come from?
Yeah, see, 9-1-2 was the area code, and
Oh,
when they changed it when they redid the regions and all that other stuff,
okay.
and
So
then it
we was
became
9-1-2.
2-2-9.
And we was 9-1-2. So 2-2-9 ain't even old. 2-2-9 ain't even.
Nah,
It ain't been around that long. It been around long
2-9
enough.
ain't. Yeah,
It ain't been around that long.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. 2-2-9 ain't the original. It was 9-1-2.
9-1-2. That sounds like a South Carolina, North Carolina area code. But okay, we'll run with it. So 2-2-9. You from the 2-2 and the 9. Okay.
Yep. 2-2-9. I went to high school,
Yes, sir.
grad,
Okay.
left there, Marine Corps vet,
Yes, sir.
and now here we are with all the stuff that you talked about, videos, cinematography, photographer, production, podcast, all that kind of stuff. We here, we in the now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
In the
sir.
now.
Yes, sir. That's and honestly, that's I know I said a lot when I was introducing you, but it's amazing to see that you can have that many hats and still be still produce at a high level. Something is that's something some people aspire to do, but they just don't. Like I just use myself for example. I aspire to have like that many hats and do as many things as possible because I know I can. But it's different for me mentally trying to do that because it's a lot of stuff I get bogged down with, and then my mind it can process, it can think of everything, and then when it's actually time to execute it, it's like it get foggy, and then I just all right, let me just do it one at a time. So I have to slowly add these hats on to myself. I can't just jump. As bad as I would like to just jump into all of it. It's not the way I'm built to handle it.
Yeah.
I
So
say that.
I think it's a thing. So now I don't go down the list of like when somebody say, well, Kirby, what do you do? I just tell them I'm a creative director because that's what I am. But my background is in all of the other things. And speaking to what you're talking about as a creative director, what we do, creative directors, we help organize thoughts. So that's kind of for creative people. They need someone who can organize their thoughts because you're gonna think a lot.
Yeah.
Like I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Like we become so creative that we'll have a thought about a thing and start thinking about 3 other things to do that one thing.
Yeah.
And then once you like, man, okay, I can start a water bottle company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just throw something out there. And then you want to start a water bottle company, and then you like, shoot, I got 3 different ways I can package this water bottle. And then, so now we ain't even got the water yet.
Yeah. We tell, yeah. Yeah, that's me. That's definitely me.
We ain't even got the water yet. We don't know where the water gonna come from, how we gonna purify, how we gonna, but we already talking about, well, we got 3 ways to package it. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to organize your thoughts. And that's kind of one of the things that I've kind of dived into deeply in regards to be able to take on different things, and it helps you kind of prioritize what's going to be necessary for now, and then what's going to be necessary for the road as we're traveling in the now. You know, so that's how you take care of that.
See, okay, good.
Then
See,
you become very productive.
see, it's that game I'm talking about. It's that game I'm talking about. Because how he just broke that down is exactly how I operate. Because when I started this, when I was about to start this podcast, before I even figured out how I was going to record it or do any of that, I already had merch did. I was steps ahead. I already had merch did. I said, okay, cool. I know how I'm finna get it out. What platforms I'm finna put it on, but didn't know what I was gonna call it, how it was gonna start off, who I was gonna do it with. I didn't know any of those smaller details.
Yeah.
And if anybody that's been following my podcast, you know my logo done changed 3 times already. It's only been 1 month into it, and my logo done changed 3 times. I done changed the title twice. Yeah, I
What you
was
started with?
it was talking about something. Then it was like, what them boys talking about? Because it was supposed to be me and my brother doing it.
Yep.
Then when it ran into some trouble with that one, I said, okay, so we just the TBS show. I'm like, cool, the TBS show. I'm good because I'm a lot of this stems from me watching a lot of TV growing up, and so the networks like TBS, like TNT, like
I got
stuff
you.
like that. A lot of that played a big part of my life, even in how I look at life, because I don't look at it like everybody else. Sometimes I look at it like it's a episode off a TV show, like I'm in a TV show and I'm just going through it, and it's one of them episodes. It's a bad day on this
Yeah.
episode. Like that's sometimes that's how I think about it. And so this is where this come from, is like, okay, I don't want to just have just a regular podcast.
Right.
I want to have a network.
Yeah.
I want it to be not just the podcast. Cool. Okay, we start off there. Like this is all I thought of before I even got to this point. So we start off right there with the podcast, and then cool. Then we start throwing in skits. Okay, cool. Once the skits start going, we throw in miniseries. Now I'm recording miniseries almost like a TV show. Then once that progresses and I get better with the recording and all that, then it'll move to small films, short films, maybe about 10, 12, 10, 15 minutes long. And then if it progresses from there, hopefully by that time, I feel like I'll be picked up by somebody. Some network will be like, oh, okay, well, he's got all this stuff that he's been working on. Let's put him on a show, or let's give him a show.
And get what? Like, he really talking about something.
Mm-hmm. Like, hey, he really is talking about
You
something.
know what I'm saying? So
Let's put him up. Let's build him up and let's go from there. Because I got I got $1 trillion idea. I got a million ideas on top of this. So it's just it's one of those things. Okay, I want to do it all, but I know realistically I got to pick one and stick with it. So that's where this came from.
Yeah, but talking about something it's organic.
Yeah, it is.
It's authentic.
It is, and that's why I ran into it, because I was like, when I'm just by myself and thinking, if I just come on here and just talk, somebody else might be thinking the same thing. They just don't know how to say it, or they can't verbalize it. Or I might be able to say it in a way that, like, you know what, he said exactly what I said. So I just wanted to be one of those very influential podcasts to, or not even just whatever it is that's attached to this.
Yeah,
One of those influential things, like, you know what, he said something I never thought I would hear anybody else say, or he's saying something to a person that needs to hear it, and I don't know how to say it, but I can play this for him, and he's saying exactly what I need to say. So it did stem from an organic place, because everybody got something to talk about.
Yeah, I think it keeps the variation there when you say talking about something. You know, and then I also believe it has a cultural feel to it, just by how you spell it out. Because it's a ebonic, it's an ebonic way of saying talking about something. Like, so certain people who know, you know, it's like when I was watching a podcast with Manny Fresh, Juvenile, and they started off with the podcast with the Manny Fresh was like, wow.
Yeah.
So that was a guy who had a restaurant that I did some I shot some video stuff for him and his wife on the restaurant. It was called Bourbon Street Cafe.
Okay.
But it's in Marietta.
Okay.
And when I did the video, well, on one of his videos on social media, he was like, what? He from Louisiana.
Yeah.
So when I heard him say it first, I was like, why are you doing that? I said, why are you doing that? Zero. Yes, I heard Manny Fresh on the podcast saying wine. Then the dude, when I went to his Instagram and I heard him saying the same thing. He was like wine. I said, oh, this a New Orleans thing. Like this what they say. It's kind of like what's up, what's happening. But they be like wine. You know what I'm saying? So um, when I think about talking about something. I look at it, it's like if you know, the way you pronounce it, the way you say it, the way you spell it. If you from a certain neck of the woods, you know what talking about something is. It ain't we're talking about, but it's talking about something. So it got a cultural feel to it. It's organic, and it leaves the door open to kind of talk about anything. So from a skit standpoint, just hopping on the show like where we at right now, just talking about anything. You can go down the road and you can always find something when you talking about something to be, related with. So I like it, man. I like it.
Man, I appreciate it, man. It mean a lot coming from you. It mean a lot coming from you. 'Cause I've been knowing you since I was 18.
Good little minute.
14 years. 14 years. I've been knowing you since I was 18. Just, oh man. The person I was then versus the person I am now, two completely different people.
Oh, I think that should be. Everybody.
That should be, yeah.
Who can think back 18 years from now? Everybody should. You can't say that.
Man,
you still got a lot of work.
It's
to do.
completely,
You can't say that.
yeah. It's completely different because that's one of the reasons the show was created. For those 14 years up until maybe last year, when I was 31, I just stopped trying to be politically correct all the time. Like I can speak it. I can code switch with the best of them. That's not an issue. That's not a problem. But I was like, the whole time I was doing that, I wasn't being myself. I was trying to appease other people. And I'm like, that's not. And with me, how I am, I don't care what nobody think. I don't care what nobody's saying. I don't care how you look at me. It don't make me no never mind because you ain't paying my bill. You ain't feeding me. You ain't making sure I'm good. You ain't doing none of that. There was nothing anybody have bad to say about me really matter. That doesn't matter at all. So once I got into that mindset to where, hey, I'm just gonna really be myself. All that code switching went out the window. I talk on the phone the same way now. I don't even try to entertain because it was exhausting to a point. For me, I say that it was exhausting to a point because you want to have good business etiquette. You want to be able to speak professionally, but at the same time, my age I ain't impressing nobody. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I don't need to. As long as my family good and they accept me for how I am, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But so now we talk about something.
Yeah.
So as you talking about that, when you talk about professional, knowing how to talk professional versus knowing how to talk like you can go down the rabbit hole. Like who started this difference between this makes you this way and this makes you this way? We ain't gonna get too deep into it.
We can.
But there's a separation. That's a separation that get created where a lot of people like stop being themselves because they have to be quote unquote professional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But who to say? Because I talk like this makes me not professional.
Right.
Where did you get the professional standard from? Like who became the standard for you to say this is professional and this ain't? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what that does is that puts me out of a category that I don't necessarily belong in anyway because I'm not like that.
Right.
So here I am professional. But my professional sounds different than they professional. But you made they professional.
Standard. Ooh, you said something. That's why you said it.
So now that excludes me from certain jobs,
Right.
that excludes me from certain environments, from certain rooms, because I don't talk like them.
Yep. Yep.
So that's a world that we kind of live in today, which is why we have to quote unquote code switch and fit it to just to fit in certain rooms. Now I do believe there is a professional way in regards to maybe attire.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Clothes. No, I'm not finna go in there wearing no basketball shorts and a tank top with a do-rag on.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
that's at home. I'm going in there dressed
Yeah.
professionally, like I'm supposed to be
Like
dressed.
you're supposed to be there. Now, I do believe there's a professional in attire, but in conversation and dialect, that's not always a professional because I talk a little bit different.
Right.
And I feel like if you can articulate and add to the conversation, that's professional.
That's professional. And that stick, man, that's a heavy one there. And it's layers. It's not just that. That's just one small portion of it.
Yeah.
That's not the layers of what we could really get into if we just got deep into it. That's just that's just surface area right there. That's not even that's man, we could go into it. Cause I remember my first time, I remember it like it was yesterday when I first heard my mama code switch. Cause my mama worked at the school, and she used to work in the office as a receptionist. And so when she was there, she talked way different from when we at home. And I didn't understand that at the time until one day she was on the phone. She got a call. I remember when the phones had call ID on. When it was a house phone with cord. And we didn't. It was before the wireless house phones came. That's for y'all young folk that don't know what that is. It was before the wireless phones. House phones was out. Once you got a wireless house phone, you
the one you had to hang
the
on.
one you had.
You can see hanging on now.
Yeah,
You
you
push the
just push the
button. You had to hang
had
on.
to put the phone
that
down.
thing, yeah.
That was a different time. You could slam the phone, and
That
they can
ain't
hear
no
that.
different.
Yeah, they can hear that.
Yeah.
So if you had an attitude with somebody, you slammed it down, they can hear that. They heard that on that other ear. That was then. Yeah, that was a different time. But I remember my mama talking on the phone. I'm pretty sure it might have been a bill collector because it might have been. I think I answered it and I wasn't supposed to answer. That's what it was. I answered it. I wasn't supposed to answer it, but I just heard a ring and I picked it up. And I said, Mom, they calling for you. And she said, why you told them that? She talked to me just like how I'm talking about. Why you told them? Why you told them I'm here? She got, yes, yeah, this is her. Can I take a message? I'm like, Mama, you don't talk like that. I said that out loud to her. And the look she gave me when I said it, because you could then on the phone, you could hear if somebody else was talking in the background. And I said that out loud. I said, Mama, you don't talk like that. Why you talk like that? And the look I got, I never asked that question again. I figured it out and I learned how to code switch myself. But that was the first time I heard it. That was the first time I heard it then, and that was a very big shock for me. So I used to always think, so I have to talk like this when I'm on the phone or speaking to somebody who's in a certain position. Like that was taught to me at an early age then. So I can say probably from then on I started doing it from hearing her doing it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's easy. She just changed her voice and speaks correctly. She pronounces all her E's and her R's. I said, okay, that's easy to do.
Yeah. So but again, so you just said she speaks correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah.
But I think it really is just like accents.
It is.
I don't think like we understand that English has a way that they speak. People who try to speak English, they articulate it the best way they can.
Right.
So because we speak English, we don't say it incorrectly.
Yeah, we miss.
But you go somewhere else, they may not add certain words in between certain things to speak how they speak. There's similarities. But like I said, man, we put certain things in a box when it comes to communication. when it comes to quote unquote being professional, when it comes to certain things. Like I said, there is a rule, I guess, from a professional standpoint in regards to attire, in regards to carrying yourself, acting, behavior wise and stuff like that. When it comes to speaking, we all come from different backgrounds, different places, so we ain't gonna talk the same way somebody else talk, and sound the same way this person sounds. So that because I sound different, that don't make me not professional and or professional.
That's true.
Because it's the people who talk proper, as
Proper,
they say,
yeah, proper.
and they ain't a bit professional at all. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I ain't gonna harp on that, man. We got a lot of stuff we can dive into.
But that's like you said, that's something to talk about.
I'm talking about.
Something to talk about. Because even just a little caveat off of that, even just slightly like you from Albany, I'm from Edison. Even just that, even though we're close, it's like a 25, 30 minute, 45 minute drive at the most to get to where you are from where I stayed.
Right.
And even then, the way that we talk then is still slightly different. We know what we're saying to each other. But to everybody else that's not from there,
Just not from there.
you sound different. I sound different. Somebody that stay in like a very country. If anybody know what it's at in like Bluffton or way back Georgia, they talk completely different. But we all in the same area. Cause you got people that for some like you got people that talk like us. Even though, like I said, we're from the same area, but we sound slightly different. Then you got those people that come on with those strong accents, and I don't know where that comes from, because not a lot of I say it, it's not a lot of us that sound that country western sound. It's not a lot of us. It's more of the other race, that sounds like that in our neck of the woods. But you do have others that's like us that sound like that.
I'm gonna tell you when I started. When I started paying attention to how I talk, because at first, when you growing up, you typically gonna grow up just talking the way everybody talk around. Right. So now obviously my accent it ain't as strong as it was. But when people from like New York or anybody, all of my buddies from different places in different states, they know they're like, boy, love, boy, you know, come on, boy, you so country, you know, they can tell that I got a certain slang and how I talk. Now, it ain't as strong as it used to be when I was growing up, but I started paying attention to how I talked when I went to Arkansas as a kid.
Okay.
We used to go. My dad's from Arkansas, and he would take us to family reunions. We went to the family reunion one year, and one of the cousins, we just playing. We just playing, and I said, "Give me a bite." He said, "What?" Yeah, bite. He said, "Bite." Cause you know everything with an A.
See it with an I.
So I was saying, "Give it back."
Yeah.
But I said, "Give it bite." And man, he like thought that was so funny because I said, "Give it bite." And I'm probably like, "Nah."
Right.
But that's when I started listening to how I talk. You know what I'm saying? And you could say, I won't say it caused like an insecurity, but you can say that's when I had to start making it a thing where like, oh, that's not correct.
Yeah.
But it was correct.
It was.
From my culture, from my environment. We can talk all day long. Say, why what's up? Why give you bite? Why, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, we understand each other. We talking, and it's English. It's our English. It's our language. And when we write, we spell it
the right. Exactly.
When we write, we put BACK. You know what I'm saying? We put GIV, space, IT. DACK.
Yeah. But when we say
But
it,
when we talking,
we cut half of that off.
yeah, it's different. You
It's
know what I'm
it.
saying?
You
But
know,
that's when I started kind of listening to what I say, and I honestly will start changing some of the like when I would say bites. I start changing it to that
yeah,
because
yeah.
somebody thought it was funny
Right.
that I talked that way, and then I started paying more attention to it. So it changed a little bit of how I spoke. You know,
It is. It is. So I know, and we gonna talk about other stuff. I just got to say this part. I know when I moved up here to Huntsville, I wasn't talking. I wasn't talking like how I'm talking about. I was talking politically correct. And so when I would go to work, I used to work at a warehouse. Not, it wasn't even a warehouse. It was I can't even think, a factory where we made air conditioning. And it's a lot of the other race in there that I used to work around, and I would talk to them, and they just are all out country, like all out country. When I tell you, not our country, not South Georgia country, but country, very country. They were, hey man, Alabama. You see Alabama? That Tide, man. Woo! I love that. Like that's literally how they talk. And I wasn't talking that way. I was talking properly. And I was telling them where I was from. And they were like, you don't sound like you from Georgia. I'm like, I don't even realize, I'm not even realizing what they're saying. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I do. But then again, I caught myself like, nah, I've been speaking like this for way too long. I don't sound like I'm from down there anymore. I sound like I'm from somewhere, like I've been living in like Atlanta or somewhere up north for a long time. Now, I'm not even from there. Once they said that, I instantly caught myself, and I came to a realization. I'm like, yeah, I've been playing that role for too long. For too long, and now it become a norm. That's why I say it's exhausting. Once I realized that, I was like, you know, that is very exhausting keeping up that for that long, because it's so plenty of times I talk to somebody, I want to say, hey, let me hold it, or hey, let me, hey, just playing and joking like how we talk. Hey man, let me hold something. I know you got it. Plenty of times I would want to say something like that, and I just bite my tongue, but like, hey, thank you. Just still joking like, hey, can I borrow a few dollars? Saying it differently from how I would normally say it.
yeah. But some people won't understand. Let me hold that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think like so one of the points you just making, like my brother, he lived in Missouri. He been in Missouri for years.
Mhm.
So he don't sound like me. Like, no, he sound like he from Missouri. Somewhere like he kind of talk like they talk good there. But I do believe I was having this conversation with one of my buddies recently. I said we have black culture where most of the time, depending on where you at, for the most part, black culture is going to understand black culture.
Right.
Now black like language may change, like talking about new folks in the water, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, but from a cultural standpoint, just black culture.
Yeah.
We don't understand
each other. That's right.
If I throw my head up,
that's it. You know what that means.
You good?
Yep.
You good? It's a whole conversation.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's true.
Like
that's true.
Like
that's culture.
You know what I'm saying? Language is different. Differentiate depending on where you from. They say wow. We say what's up with you?
Yeah.
That's their way of saying what's up with you.
We ain't got no call. Like we don't go wow. We ain't got that. We ain't got that. We go.
They start out that way. Yeah. We start out. We may say something else different. You good? We already know what you good. Or we know if you nod your head. If you start, if I ask you, you good. And you say, man,
they started right there.
I already know so.
They started right there, and and the crazy thing is, we understand that without saying so much. That's the difference. That's the difference when like you say, when it's a cultural thing, that is a big difference. Like in my military time in Texas, nobody was from where I was from. Nobody was from the South. Everybody from either they from California or they from out west somewhere. Because
For some reason, they all came to Texas. So when I'm out there, I did get a guy I work with. He was from Birmingham. And that was the only person that I could talk like myself with, and nobody else understood what we were saying. Me and him just talk. At some point, we even stopped saying words. And he understand what I'm talking about. And he come back and everybody looking like, what are y'all talking about? I'm like, don't worry about that. We talking about something important. We talking about something important. Not knowing that we talking about the people that's sitting there, but they don't know we talking about them. That was something, like you said, because that's black culture.
Black culture.
As diverse as black culture is all over the country, if you are in touch with that culture, if you are even just an inkling of it, just something, you're gonna understand. You're gonna understand, like even from our mannerisms, from our look. Like, oh no, he balled his face up. Y'all better leave that man alone. Like, oh no, he walking different. Like we pick up on stuff, so not a lot has to be said. Not a lot has to be said at all when you're dealing with the black culture. It's just we have that understanding.
No matter where you at,
Right.
no matter where you at, there's a look, there's some unspoken mannerisms, there's some unspoken gestures, like
like how somebody may greet you from a distance, like he knows something.
Hey, whether it's a 2-finger salute, whether it's a pound on the chest, whether it's a nod with your head, whether up or down.
I do both.
If it's up,
I do both.
If it's up, you probably talking to somebody young. If it's down, you trying to talk about it old.
That's me all day. When I'm up here and I'm walking myself, I dip my head down and say, all right now. That's it. All right now. That's it. They hit me back. All right, yeah. That's it. And we don't. That's us checking in on each other. Like, hey, you good? Yeah, I'm good. You good? Yeah. That's it. That's our way of saying, hey, are you okay? Hey, are you okay? That's our way of saying it. Especially if it's an older person, because they got so many different things and ways they do stuff. If you've been around it, because I love older people. I always been around older people. That's how I really learn how to maneuver through, even though they ain't really say much. Just watching them and how they did stuff and picking that up. That's kind of how I learned how to maneuver through life coming up. But that was, if you meet an older gentleman and he not dip his head down, just hit him back with an all right now. He'll know what you're talking about. All he gonna say, hey, all right. He ain't gonna say, hey, he gonna say, all right.
Yeah. But that's black culture, man.
Black culture. And that's it. That's it. I love it. And you know what? I don't think too many people realize, like, I know not just dealing with music, not just dealing with sports, not just dealing with the same, the same stuff our culture is known for. We have so much influence on just the world, period. Not even just America. People from all over, they love the way Southerners talk. For some reason, I have no idea why. And then they love how we do stuff so much they emulate it. They copy it. They wanna do it. They try to do it as best as they can. It's not the same because it's not organic. Because if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You can't pull it off. You can make it look like it, but if you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
Yeah.
But as much as not even, I'm gonna just sing up. Just put our little area on the map. The 229 is like responsible for a lot of big name people that you might know, or you might not realize that have had an influence on music, movies, all this type of stuff. Like nobody knows, like what Otis Redding from Dawson, Ronald Isley. He wasn't born here. He wasn't born in Albany. His mama was, and he was raised in Albany until they moved. All him and all his brothers was raised in Albany until they moved. Mary Jo Payton, the lady off of family, the mama off of Family Member, got dealings with the 229, man. The list goes on. It's so many people that has ties to our neck of the woods that don't nobody know. Don't nobody know. Like it extends so far. Like everybody, even if you go back to look at some of the biggest actors, artists, if you ask them where they from or where their family really from, they'll tell you, "Oh yeah, we from a small town in Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, we from a small town somewhere down south Alabama that ain't too far from where we from." And it's all like Terry Crews' grandma is from his family is actually from Edison, born and raised in Edison. They moved to Flint, Michigan before he was born. And then, cause I ended up reading his book. I didn't know that. I read his book, and his grandma still lives. And I know the lady. I didn't know that was his grandma at all. I know because he come and visit, but I'm just saying, oh, okay, well, it's somebody he know. They might just be somebody he called his grandma. But it's actually his actual grandma still lives in Edison in a small little house, and she will not move. She won't move. She ain't gonna move.
Nah, they ain't leaving.
No matter how much money he got, how many times he tried to come get her, she's stuck down there. She do not want to go nowhere because the house paid off and it's her. She ain't trying to leave. But yeah, the South has so much influence on the entire world that nobody even knows about. So we can get in. We can talk about that too. That's deep. That's deep too. But we gonna keep it light because I got some questions I do want to ask you. I got some questions I want to ask you. So, I did because I said, introducing you that you're a man of God, and we've talked about it on several occasions. You even to the point where you gave me advice, taught me lessons. Several times you sat there and broke down the word. Broke down the word to me, and in a way that I could understand, and I could grow on. Like at that point in time, at the mindset when we were talking about it, I wasn't in the same mindset I'm in now.
Right.
It was just, hey, I hear it because I heard it. I came up in church, and so from running, I used to run from church. I'm not gonna lie to y'all because I do love God. I believe in God. I trust God. Like even more now because I've seen the works. I've seen the works firsthand, which was something that I used to ask for a lot. Like, hey, I just want to see something, but you got to be careful with what you ask for. That I'm gonna say that too. But I seen His works firsthand, with stuff I've been through, but also through you. So I just want to know, like getting saved. I just want to what's something people think changes overnight but doesn't.
Addictions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't change overnight.
Okay.
That's just to answer the question. Addictions don't change overnight. Like when you get saved. Not saying that they can't.
Mm-hmm.
They can. There's a lot that goes into it, for your heart, for your commitment, your dedication, and things like that. But just to answer the question, one thing that don't necessarily change overnight is addiction.
Addictions.
Any addiction.
What it is. No matter what it is. Because some people have addictions and don't realize that they're addictions.
Yeah.
I can say that because I was because I used to vape heavy. Like it was a constant daily thing that I used to sit there and do because I felt like I needed it, not realizing I'm addicted to this thing. When I lost it, I would go crazy because I'm like, where is it? Like I just had it because it was like me coping, me using it to cope or mask something that I didn't want to deal with.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I know when I did officially give my life over, I was still doing it. And I still have urges to do it. It's just now I know better, and I know, hey, that's not the right thing to be doing.
Yeah. Because the self-control
it is.
It's there.
Oh, man,
So the self-control is there, and that's why that's why addictions are hard to get rid of. They don't, and that's why they don't always go away overnight. Is because when you become a new creation, you're still learning how to be this new creation. So you're becoming something different. So as you become then the ways start to change, and then the taste begins to change, and then the habits begin to change. And then as you continue to become, then that's when you start seeing some of those things kind of fall away. Like they don't always happen overnight. They just gradually you're like, oh man, I made it 3 weeks and I ain't felt no urge. But that's the becoming more like Christ. That's the becoming, who He truly wants you to be. So now you're walking in this newness. But there are going to be temptations not a sin, but you're going to always be tempted with the things that you did the most.
Right.
Or stuff that you done that made was sin, that you didn't necessarily do the most. When you get saved, you probably ain't gonna struggle with that. It's gonna be the stuff that has a stronghold on you. And those are the things that you have to, as you continue to become, they slowly will begin to fade as your habits change, your hearts change, and your commitment to the word change.
That's where it's out. That's good about him. I can't. What he's saying is absolutely true because I'm a living witness of that. Everything that he say, I've actually dealt with, and am still dealing with. It's like you said, nothing. Like my brother said, nothing changes overnight. It can, like you said, some things you just automatically fall off because it's something you weren't really dealing with anyway. It was there, it was present, but it wasn't. It didn't have a hold on you. It was just.
Yeah.
It was just making what did have a hold on you seem like it was right. I say that.
Yeah.
So everything that he just said is absolutely 100% correct. Nothing changes overnight because it deals with a lot of self control, and you don't realize how much self control you don't have until you get into that position where you're trying to change your life and you're trying to let go of things, and it's so hard to do.
You gotta you're killing the flesh
Right.
daily. So before you don't have self control because you're not dying to yourself. You're not withholding things that it wants. You know what I'm saying? So it can be food.
Right.
You could be addicted to food, like overeating.
Uh-huh.
And be simple. You know what I'm saying? So sin don't always have to be extreme as what some people are like, oh well, I ain't sleeping around, I ain't doing no. It could be other things that deteriorates you over time, slowly but surely. But that you just have to learn how to say, you know what? I'm withholding this body from eating between this time and this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you'll start to see the change in your body begin to happen. So that's a principle that when we apply it, we see it happen in all of our life. So whatever the addiction is, or whatever the transformation looks like, as we apply that, we'll see the transformation of our entire being in every area, our mind, body, soul, everything begins to change.
Right. Right. And to add on to that, I do want to ask you because I've been in one of your services where you were preaching, and you did it, man. If as many times I've been to church, but like the church I go to now is a good church, but going to your service was the one time I can say I really understood everything that you were talking about. Even when you were reading directly out of the Bible. I never told you this. Like, I was supposed to tell you this after that service. I never got around to telling you. But I understood and this was the one that you did in Albany.
First start.
Yeah, at that church. Yeah, at that church. I remember that day. I've never heard or understood the word as clearly as I did that day. Never before. Like, it's been times where I've like, it's some things, it might have been one or two things that might have stood out in the service, but the entire service from start to end, I understood all of it. I understood, and with me understanding it, I was able to finally actually let go and stop being so about me and listening for God and listening to what it was that he was calling me to do. I've always struggled with trying to figure out. Before it wasn't me saying, okay, what is my purpose? What is my calling? What is God's calling? What is his calling on me? I didn't look at it that way at first. I always looked at it as, okay, well, in this world, where do I fit in? Or what do I do in this world to be successful? I looked at it from that standpoint, not looking at, okay, I need to be walking in my calling or my purpose, because I never grasped the world like that. But until that day, I was like, oh man, I got to figure out what my purpose is, what my calling is, because you getting up there on that stage and you preaching the way you were and you giving the word the way that you were. I'm like, I don't know if he noticed, but you can do this. Like this is right. You can do it. It was natural for you. It seemed natural for you. It didn't seem forced. I've been to churches where it seemed forced. Or somebody saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm supposed to be a preacher," and that really wasn't their calling. So you can tell it's forced. It wasn't forced with you, and it was all natural, and it helped me. And they helped me get on the path to finding my purpose and actually spending time with God to find that purpose. Now, am I going to say I know exactly what it is? No, but I know I'm on the right path, because my relationship with God changed since I've been on this path. I remember because I told my wife, I was telling her, I keep hearing just talk, just talk. Like I didn't know it wasn't no added on to it. Like, hey, you need to just talk and it wasn't nothing specific. All I just kept hearing was just talk, and I didn't know how to do that. Because before, like, yeah, with family, with you and your family, and then when we all together, yeah, I talk with y'all. Outside of that, I didn't say much. I didn't talk. I was just quiet and just very observant. And my way of talking and expressing myself at one point in time was me doing skits and me just being funny, just trying to be funny. And before then, well, after all of that, like I said, after hearing your service, I just was trying to figure out what my purpose, what my calling was. And that made me build a relationship with God to get closer to, because the only way I'm gonna know it is if he tells me or presents it to me or shows me what I'm supposed to be doing. And that service right there set the path to who I'm becoming now. That set the path to who I'm becoming now, because yeah, before I was a heavy cursor. I still, every now and then, it might come. It ain't as bad as it was before. Not as bad, because it was like every other word I had something to say. But now it's not like that. It's more, I got plenty of words I can use. That's the thing. So I don't have to do that. I never had to do that in the first place. I just thought I needed to do that so I could fit in and be considered normal. And then once I figured out, hey, I'm not normal at all. I'm not like anybody at all. I'm not normal. Like what they do, it doesn't matter. It's what I need to do that's going to better me and myself. But I can tell you that service was really an eye opener for me.
Praise God, man. That's all God. So what you saying that? I ain't gonna say it on here.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after the fact, because I had a thought about something today as we were leaving church, but I ain't gonna mention it on here. I'll talk about it.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I appreciate that, man. Those are encouraging words, and I just bless God for using me at that capacity, for trusting me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a way that you have to kind of look at those situations. When it comes to delivering the word, things like that, it's for me, it's like God trusts me with this. Like he's put other people in my hands to be able to, so I got to steward this as well. So yeah, I appreciate that.
I want you to understand. I give you flowers while I can give you flowers. And that's what we don't do. That's what I say we don't do enough even as a culture. We don't like, hey, you see the next man doing good. If you not hating on him, you not saying nothing good about him. So that's one thing I wanna definitely attack on here because we don't give our culture a chance to be great because we always hindering our culture because we don't want to see you be the man. We want to be the man.
Mhm.
Um,
And then when you demand, you don't want to hand
right.
in the hand.
Once you get to that point, now it's like, hey, I'm the man now. I ain't gotta help you at all.
Yeah.
Find your way like I had to find my way. And
Yeah.
this all stems from nobody wants to be outdone with nobody.
Yeah.
So however it is now, you don't do it. You don't do it. Like you like I say, you give great advice. You all if something I need to know or I don't know and you are expert on, which you're expert on a lot of stuff, I can come to you and ask you. But a lot of our culture does not do that. Especially like I say, give flowers. Just walking around here around the neighborhood. I actually ran into a black civil engineer. I never met a black civil. I've met so many engineers in different fields, but I never met a black engineer until when was that? Last week. I just walking around the neighborhood and they were outside. They were finna move, and I was asking about some of the furniture they were getting rid of. And they ended up started talking, and he told me, yeah, I'm a civil engineer. That just blew my mind. I'm like, really? And he used to work for NASA. He's working for some big company in Birmingham now. Like just knowing that, I was like, okay, so we don't shed a light on that type of stuff either.
Mhm.
Yeah, we glorify the rappers, the actors, those different type of artists. But the people that are out here actually doing big jobs that can change the world or just can change not just our culture, but just change things overall. We don't talk about them, or we don't bring them like we should. Um, so yeah, I'm big on giving flowers. I used to be that guy. I used to be jealous and hate on the next man. Like, man, how he doing this and I ain't doing it. Hey, I'm doing the same thing he doing. I know I'm way better. And that's but only reason I was like that is because I saw that. I saw the next man hating on the next man. So I'm like, man, he doing it. At first I didn't understand it until I started doing it. But I definitely am big on giving flowers now where they're deserved because, like I say, it's not done enough, and people don't know how influential or impactful they are on somebody else's life until they say it.
Yeah.
And so if you don't say it, that person will never
You never
know.
know. Yeah.
And you
Or
don't
until they go.
or until they go, and you don't want to you want that person to maximize their potential and effort by letting them know, hey, you might not feel like you reaching anybody, you might not feel like you're catching anyone's attention, nobody's paying you attention, nobody's paying you no mind, but there's people out here who take note and are actually proud of you of what you're doing and are actually grateful for what you're doing because it impacts them and
Yeah.
it shows them, hey, if I just keep at it, stay steady, work hard, I can make it. I can be just as impactful as this person. And if we combine together and work together, we can be as impactful on a group of people. And that group can influence a area, a culture, or a city, and they can just keep growing for that if we do it the right way.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And but that's not done. But like I said, I want to give you your flowers for that service. Like I said, that started me on the path
Hey.
I never would have thought I would have been on. All them years, I said, man, I've been to church enough. I ain't going to church. For all them years, I was like, I ain't about to go to church. All them Sundays, I done skipped over these 14 years
Yeah.
because I didn't want to be in that position no more.
Yeah.
Man, that turned everything around for me.
Praise God. Praise God.
I appreciate you for that. Another question I want to ask.
I'll wait.
Okay, so dealing with Just some just random. How I want to word it. I'm just make sure I word this right. Make sure I word it. Who were some? Yeah, okay, it's simple. Who were some of the people that influenced you or had an impact on your life in a good?
At any point in life,
Any point in life, if recent years ago or something you remember happening that
I'm always give kudos to my pops, man. Like my dad, he was. I'll start there. Strict to the like, hey, he was a real matter of fact type of person. I think a lot of my ways come from him. So like he was a get it done, do it right. You know, I repeat some of the words that he say. If you're gonna do it, do it. If you're gonna do it, don't do it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a Southern slogan. That's a Southern slogan. My mama used to tell me that, hey, if you gonna do it, do it.
Do
But
it,
if you
yeah.
gonna do it halfway, there ain't no point in doing it at all.
Yeah.
So that's a universal thing.
Yeah,
down there.
you gonna do it, do it. You gonna do it. Of course, he was cussing saying it, but he would say stuff like that, man, and he was very prompt to like he was always on time. If he said he was 5 minutes away, he was 5 minutes away. If he said I'd be there in 13 minutes, he was there in 13 minutes. This was before GPS showed you 13 minutes. You know, like he was very prompt to it. Just there, present, and he did what he knew how to do. You know what I'm saying? As a father, you know, we grow up. Sometimes people don't have fathers, and so ways may not be like we think they should be or whatever. But I would say he fathered the way he knew how to father it. So I would say that first impact would start there. And another impact I had on my life was a guy, he can go by the name LP, named Price. He was actually one of my PE coaches when I first met him in elementary school. I was in like the 4th, 5th grade. And for some reason, I don't know what liking he took to me, man. He kind of, like by the time I got to high school, I don't know if I can't remember if I ended up running to him again, but he started picking me up, taking me to church. Every Sunday. He would pick me up, take me to church, and take me to his house, eat dinner with his family, bring me back home, like all that stuff. Even when I went on my first deployment, I went to the military, went on my first deployment. Him and his wife, they got on the phone, prayed together. Like, so he had a influence just kind of keeping me introduced to church. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mom, we went, but we wasn't like in church like that. But he would, like I said, what like he found into me, I feel like I kind of became like a godson to him. And I could call him at any time. I think the last time we met, I recently thought about him probably sometime last year, but the last time we linked up, I was grown at this point. And I'm like, hey, let's meet up, let's go have dinner or whatever. We went and we chilled and we talked. But he was influential in my life, and I let him know that too at one point. 'Cause I'm always big on making sure people who got an influence, like, to know, like, hey, you know, and I told my dad the same thing because my dad pretty much raised me since I was like 3, 4 months old. So, you know what I'm saying? So like, and I told him like, look, you did what you didn't have to do. Some guys run from certain things or whatever, but like you did that, you know. So but yeah, so those men, male figures, 2 male figures that had some influence. I mean, I can go down a list of people, man, that had influence on me from military to even now. So, but I don't know how long you want.
It's an open floor.
Yeah, I can go down a list, man. I think I'll start there. I think in the military, I had 2 guys, man, who kind of brought me under their wing. showed me the ropes and it was like, hey, this is what you do. You do this, you're gonna be straight. And everything they gave me, every journey they gave me, I took it in, I did it, and I feel like I had a pretty successful career in the military. And even giving my life to God, I had a guy named James Alpha, who's an apostle, which is the ministry where I first like committed to, and I started my journey on like really just living for God and just wanted to give back. His teachings, his ways, conversations, spent a lot of time with him for years, and then probably about 5, 6 years, something like that, and then eventually moved on. But he had a spiritual impact on me, and then then I started getting brotherhood in the kingdom. So there's guys that I'm still connected with now, and there are guys that God is still connecting me with along my journey. So it's been pretty good, man. There's a lot of guys that's in there, but I think heavily on the men as like when it comes to impact, influence in my life. There's a lot of guys that has had a lot of things to do with just me, where I am now, even today, like where I'm at now, how I'm able to kind of stay in the place that I'm in now. It's just because of the community that I also have now that keeps me locked into every avenue of who I am. So, and that's a long story short.
You got the open floor to talk as long as you want to.
No, and that's big, and you can tell that. You can tell you had those influential people in your life. Like I say, I'm big on I'm if I'm not talking, I'm observing, and I observe first before I say anything. And you can tell that you had those influential people in your life. Simply just by the way you carry yourself, how you handle things. Like I know you a little more personally, so I can speak on how your family, how you deal with your family, how your household is. Seeing that, like I say, when I met you at 18, you already, to me, I was like, oh, he got it, he made it, because from what I was looking at,
Yeah,
from what I was like, oh man, I need to aspire to be like this, bro. Like, that's the first thing I said. I was like, oh, I remember telling you that, and I apologize to you because I was jealous of you and the things that you were accomplishing. Because I was like, man, I'm doing just as much, but it ain't coming. Yeah, so that was me. That was like, yeah, that's why I say you can tell you had that those role models, those influential people. And it looks, I'm gonna tell you, to somebody like me, who didn't really have, like, I laugh at it now because I've dealt with it. Internally, but not really having those role models. Like, my dad was in and out of my life in jail and all. I had uncles, but they weren't studying me. They were living their life. Plus I had my mama, my grandma. So I'm on a different spectrum of that. So mine is more women on my side because that's who raised me. So when I've had very few male role models that I could look up to, and if I did look up to somebody that was a male figure, it wasn't the right person I needed to be looking up to, because it was me. I didn't have that guy to say, hey, you don't hang around these type of people because this comes along with it. Or you don't hang around these group of people because they're doing this. I wasn't given that. I just literally was just out there figuring it out. And I don't, and people might look at the people that know me from when I was a child up until now might say something completely different, but I know exactly what I went through. I was always alone, really didn't have nobody because I didn't have no siblings. It was me. If I went with my mom or with my grandma. until like my mom got married. Then I had a male figure in my life with my stepdad, but it was different then because by this time he came around. I'm going into the 6th grade. I'm like a preteen, so I'm like, hey, whatever you talking about, I ain't worried about it. I done figured all this out up until now. I'm gonna figure out the rest of it. And he tried to be a good role. And he was. I just didn't. I didn't want to hear it. I was already thought I knew everything. I say that. I already thought I knew everything at a young age with all the stuff that I had been through. So I can see. That's why I say I see that. But even with me, when I struggled with knowing if I used to question whether I was actually a man or not. I didn't know. Like nobody say, hey, you a man. All I knew was, hey, you a man. You gonna pay the bills, take care of the family. Something go wrong in the house, you fix it. Like that was just it was just cut and dry. I had those few rules that I went by, and that was it. Not knowing there's a whole emotional aspect to it.
Yeah.
It's a whole spiritual aspect. It's a whole just being being a father. I didn't know. Like, of course, hey, I'm gonna be there because I didn't have anybody there for me. So anytime that part came, that was no issue at all. Just being a present father wasn't an issue because I knew I was gonna do that. I made sure that was a part of something that I was gonna do in life because I felt like I didn't have it. And a lot of times, like I said, I questioned whether I was really a man or not because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. Nobody gave me the game. Like I said, I had uncles. I did. My dad, whenever we talked, when he was in and out. So, I mean, it was just like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
With like, how do I maneuver through life as a man? Not know. Cause I wasn't taught how to talk to a man. I wasn't taught, hey, you shake a man's hand firmly. Like it was me learning this stuff as time went on. And I felt like I was so far behind when I actually sat down and thought about it. That's why I say I laugh at it, man. Cause I'm like, yeah, that was, I don't know what was wrong with me. I laugh at it now, but man, yeah, I can see that. I can see that from you, how you carry yourself and how you maneuver. So I definitely see that influence that you had. But I do also want to know, was there anything that was because you're a veteran, a Marine vet. Is there anything in your time of service that might have affected you in a way that you completely made a 360 from or come around to, or something that doesn't bother you at all that did before when it comes to that? Because I got stories on with that and into why I never let my kids do military at all. Not my boys. I tell them, y'all ain't doing that because I don't want y'all to go through that. Or that's just from my aspect. But from you, is there anything that if let's just say somebody came to you for advice, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, how would you go about telling them about how to handle that?
So as far as going into the military,
Yeah, so I go into the military.
I always tell. I've had, quite a few people ask me, "What you think? You think I should go?" And I always tell them, everybody's experience is different. I just tell them, don't go for the money. Don't go because you got a guarantee check on the first and the 15th. Go because it's something that you actually want to experience. And that's really, I feel like, one of the best advice you can get. Like, don't go for the money. Go because it's something that you really want to do, and not because my mama did it, or I'm trying to keep the cycle going. 'Cause my grandfather did it, and my daddy did it, and my brother did it, and I'm doing it. Nah, go because it's something that you want to do, but don't go for the money. Because if you go for the money, if you look at money the way I look at money, you're gonna be disappointed. If you go for the money,
If you go for the money, yeah.
So go because it's something that you really want to experience. You want to try it out. You're gonna be taken care of. You're gonna have some stability and stuff like that. But go because you know it's something that you really want to experience. Because everybody's experience is going to be different. And the example I give is when I went on deployment, or not even that's not even talking about deployment. Let's just talk about day-to-day life. There are guys that I work with every day for a couple of years. And if we both sat down and talked about our experience, it'll sound like we didn't work together. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's experience is going to be different. Like we did the same stuff. Like maybe our jobs were the same. Maybe we had the same job. Maybe we worked in the same. Maybe we were the same rank. But they may what I did. I may loved it. We doing the same thing.
Right.
They may hated it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's experience is going to be different, and you just have to go for your own. And that's the best advice I give in regards to the military.
Okay. So that's okay. It's great advice. Like I say, you give good advice, you give great advice. Cause I'm telling people the complete opposite. It's like, hey, what you think I should do? Don't do it. Don't do it. If you gonna do it, do the Air Force. It's gonna be way easier, a lot smoother. You ain't gotta deal with all this and all that. The work, you going to school while you working, lay it out perfectly for you if you go Air Force, if you can. I tell them don't do it, especially because I don't know the Marines. I know the Air Force. But basically, aside from what you told me about when you were in, I know the Air Force because I have relatives that were in it, and they would tell me different stuff about how they maneuver and operate.
They skate, man. They real skate. Yeah, we went to the Air Force base in Kyrgyzstan.
So much better.
And when we went to the Air Force base in Kyrgyzstan, that was one of our stops going to Afghanistan. And they just their chow hall was laid. They had all the snacks laid out. The refrigerator where you just go grab your drinks and stuff.
The way they got set up was so nice, man. Like they had individual rooms as airmen, no matter what the rank was. And I'm sitting here bunking with 50 people. 50. If I'm not sleeping on the top bunk, somebody sleeping on the bottom, and I gotta deal with them. If they not clean, I gotta deal with that. If they stink, if they loud, I gotta deal with 45 other personalities throughout the night, throughout the whole time. And that's what I also break that part down. Like, if you like going camping, do the Army. I even say do the Marines. I don't know exactly how they do it, but if you like camping and going to the field, those perfect for it. If you want to I ain't gonna even say relax, but if you like the office type vibe or the technical type vibe, where it's still work, but it's not super hard work, Air Force all day. I promote them, and I can't even serve with it. I promote them so hard. I'm like, please, just don't do Army. Please don't do Army unless you know what you going in there to do. But I say that because I also don't just come out and say, well, don't do Army.
Yeah.
I also give a reason because I tell them, I said, I went in because I didn't have structure before I came, when I left high school. I was able, like I said, I had my stepdaddy and all, but I still was kind of doing whatever I wanted to do. I went in because I wanted like structure. I wanted to sit there and see what it's like to be disciplined. Yeah, I wanted to see what it was like to be
disciplined.
I did it. Like I had opportunities. I could have went to college. I laugh at it. I told my wife this other night, I said, I got a scholarship. I got a full ride to Berry College. Only thing with Berry College is they didn't do enough research on me. They gave me a full ride, told me when to come up there, sign up for school and all. They did not realize that I was a guy. Berry College is an all-girls school. And it's up there in Florida County. I think that's, what is that, Rome? It's up there in Florida County. And I never forget, I didn't even tell my mom I got the scholarship. I was like, why would they send me this? And come to realize they didn't know, all they did was read my first name because of how it's spelled. And they thought I was a girl, and they gave me a full ride. I should have took it.
I should have taken. Looking back on it, I should have said pulled up. Like, hey, y'all send me
for a
this.
ride.
Y'all
me
send me
some.
this. Hey, y'all can't do this. My hands are tied. I already look. All my stuff. I'm here now. Let's go ahead and make this work. You can get me an apartment over here. I come back and forth. Let's set this up. Be the first meal at Barry College. I'll never forget that. I get a full ride to an all-girl school. It's funny now. But looking back on it, I'm like,
church
man.
folks don't say that's the devil.
Knowing I ain't need to be going up there anyway. So yeah,
it's all good, man.
Yeah, that was so the military. It ain't like I had to do it, but I wanted to know what it felt like to be disciplined, to have that structure. And also plus the benefits, benefits are good. Taking care of my oldest son at the time. So it was that all played a part into it. But I also make sure I tell people like, hey, don't just go in there just to say you're doing it because your grandma, like you said, your grandfather did it, his daddy did it. Don't do that because you don't understand what those people went through while they were in during that time, and you don't know some of them were because of the draft they had to go. It wasn't they didn't make the choice to go. Some of them had to go. And the ones that made the choice to go were trying to escape from where they were because the way they were living, they had to do something. So it's different now. It's very different because over time, so much change. We talked about this yesterday, how things get better. You don't do the same things as your grandparents would because you're in. Your things have gotten better. So can open, like just something simple, like can opener. Y'all kids don't know nothing about can openers because y'all don't use them. But can openers, the ones you had to use your hand and twist it. I ain't seen one of them in a long time because we got the automatic, the electric can opener now. So like that stuff changes, stuff advances, stuff gets better over time. And also same thing with just society and military too, because things change to where it's a lot easier for people of our culture to thrive in it now because hey, right now they need people. Plus for one, they're not trying to, if you alienate this one particular race, that's half of your fleet. Majority of the time. That's half of your fleet, that's half of your people. Say, hey, we kicking all them out. Military already at like 1 or 2% of the world of the United States, that's dropping down to 0.5%, 0.2% after that. So things have gotten better in that aspect, but not. It's not the best it could be. I say that it's definitely not the best it could be, but it's definitely have gotten better. So I definitely try to steer the people that do ask me. It don't be a lot, but the ones that do ask me, if you're doing it, do it because that's something you want to do.
Yeah. That's always my advice.
Don't base it.
You want to do it,
Don't base it off of like, cause I tell them too, like you go in there, you thinking you're like, yes, you get a guaranteed check on the 1st and the 15th. As long as you're doing long as you're doing a bare minimum, you're gonna get that on the 1st and the 15th. But I also tell them it's more money to be made outside of this than it is going into it. It's way more money. Yes, you get a guaranteed check. They give you a house to stay in. They don't give you a car though, but they give you somewhere to stay. They give you a little extra money. Well, they'll pay for you to stay somewhere. They give you a little extra money for groceries. They pay you just for having kids. Like it's so many. Yes, it's benefits. It can stack up. It can look good. It will look good, but it's so much more to be if you're doing it for money. It's so much more you can make on the outside than actually doing that. And now you signing your life away for 3 years. Come back out just trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure it out. So do it because you want to do it, and have a plan when you're doing it. So if you got a plan, I think you'll be fine.
Most definitely. I wish I would have did school while I was in.
Yeah, same.
Because then I would have came out with a degree, and then I could have jumped right into work if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like now, I don't mind it now. I'm in school now, and I'm not in. Like they're paying me to go to school, and school ain't this. This is the first time school ain't been boring. The reason I didn't, I'm gonna tell, I'm gonna tell. It's not that I can't do school. It's not that I don't have the brain or the knowledge, or I can't learn what I need to learn from school. School is just boring. It wasn't a challenge. Now it's not so much for me a challenge. It's just me. Hey, this is something I got. It's something I'm gonna do. It's me pushing myself more to do it now versus then. I'm like, man, this is boring. I'm not finna do this.
Yeah.
That's what it was. School was always boring. It wasn't enough of a challenge to me for me to be like, this easy. Nah, it's too easy. That was that what it was for me. It was too easy. Like this stuff I already know. I'm just going over it with y'all and filling out these tests and doing this. Like for what?
Yeah.
I got the knowledge of it, but I don't have that little piece of paper that says I am certified
qualified.
or qualified for this. That's the only thing that's keeping that stop me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, outside of that, yeah, it's been an experience. So I'm not gonna hold you too much longer. It's been a while now, so I do have a few more.
You got some questions?
Hey, I got a few more questions. I have a few more questions. So growing up, what was one of those? Everybody, not everybody, but most of the people in the South has a crazy relative that they know or that they have been around that left a mark on them. Like I have several, like I said, I didn't have that many role models. I was around people a lot, around a lot of older people, and they always did some crazy. They always did some crazy or said something crazy. So do you have like one of those stories from like a relative or anybody that's like, you know what? That's why they call him. Like that's why they call him. That's why they talk about him.
Not off top. I don't really have like a relative that was just like, I would say crazy funny or, like the way I grew up, like when I was young, most of my cousins, like all of us, we were just together. So we didn't necessarily have like somebody who was just crazy funny. We all were just bad. We all was just doing stuff. That's what they call it. Like it ain't a particular thing you doing. You just doing stuff. Like all of us was just doing stuff. So I don't think I really had like no one person. I did have an uncle who would do some stuff that I didn't feel like he should have been doing. Like, and so what he would do, his name was Uncle James. My Uncle James, what he would do is he would pick me up above his head, both arms extended. You know how the wrestlers have got both arms extended, and then he would just drop me. Don't make no sense, right? Yeah. He would just do stuff. No, he just dropped you on the ground. But he was the one that I always wanted to be rough and tough, which and stuff like that. Yeah, he would do stuff like that. Most of my other uncles, man, I had another uncle that's a pastor. He's been a pastor pretty much all his life. I had another one. He's a what's up nephew type of uncle. Talk to you.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have, like my mom, it was like 13 of them.
Big family.
Yeah, but most of the time, the adults were with the adults, kids were with the kids. Like, y'all go over there and play type stuff. That's kind of how it was until I just got very active in sports. When I got very active in sports, then all that kind of done with.
So how big of an impact was sports in your life?
Sports was big, real big. Cause I was I started playing football at 5. So by the time I was 9, I was the sought out like.
They were looking.
Yeah,
they knew they was like, yeah, we got to get that love.
So By the time I was 9, I was really good in football. And then I started playing baseball too. I started playing baseball as well as about 6. So football and baseball were like my top 2 sports.
Okay.
And I would say by the time I was 12, that's all I did. Football, basketball, baseball. Basketball wasn't like my favorite sport. So it was something I did in between time.
Right.
But summertime, it was all baseball. School started back, all football. And then I would have a little break if I didn't play basketball, but I played basketball. So sports was real big for me and my brothers. So that's just like, that was our thing. So we look forward to football season. We all played baseball. I kept playing baseball. They stopped.
Okay.
Except for one of my brothers, he continued through high school as well. But sports was real big in our life, just with me and my brothers. 'Cause that was like the thing that if you wanted to get us to do something, say you was gonna take that from us.
See. Okay. I see that. Yeah, I see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the threat to us.
Yeah. That's a solid thing. It's a solid threat.
That was
That's
the threat. All the other stuff, we ain't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if you take practice,
Right.
y'all don't go to. So my mama, she would do that. Like, don't clean that road today. Bring your behind home for practice. And man, we want to do that now. So sports was real big, man. But football and baseball were those were my things. So I got to a point where that's all I did year round was like sports.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay. So football the main one. Football the main one.
Football the main one, and baseball was like a close second.
We've talked because we talked sports a lot. We talked about football and you potentially coaching. You potentially has anything from the last time we talked about that to now transpired to get you closer to coach. I want to see you coach. I want to come to the game.
Man, I'm such in creative director mode right now that the only thing would get me close to coaching would probably be my son.
Okay.
And he ain't close to sports. So if he ain't close to sports, then I ain't close to coaching. But that would probably be the only thing. The other thing that would get me close to coaching is if I was able to get into high school and open up a program where I'm able to teach media, like cinematography, video photography, Lightroom, Photoshop, all that type of stuff, then if you're a teacher, then you can coach.
That's true.
So that would probably be the close second to me actually coaching. But it is something that I thought about that I would like to do, but because I'm so locked in on creative director, I wouldn't have the time to commit to being a coach, and it's something that I really love, but I'd rather just talk trash on the TV. Or from the stands and call out the plays at what they doing. So my daughter, she cheered. And I was at the game. I'm watching the game. My wife is like, your daughter cheers. And I'm like, but I'm watching football. So I love the game, man. I love the game. And I wouldn't mind coaching. I feel like I'd be a really great coach. Like to the point where I feel like I can literally go coach a college team right now as a head coach. Like that's how. Some people probably be like, man, that's crazy. I'm that confident in how well I know the game,
right,
and how well I can read players.
Right.
Look at that guy there's going to be real good. Looking at 14-year-olds, 13, 15, I'm like, he's good. I go to a high school game. I'm going to high school game. 'Cause my little brother, when he was in high school, he played with Lee County. They went back-to-back state championship games. I'm watching the games. And I'm like, why in the world are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Why this guy? I'm like, I'm reading y'all whole offense from the stands.
Right.
So if there are any coaches, like legit coaching,
Right.
they can figure y'all out and beat y'all by the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like I know the game really, really well.
Yeah.
And you know, so I can talk it, I can, and that's with sports, period. Like in regards to basketball and football in particular. Not, I don't want to necessarily be a basketball coach, but football coach, I can definitely slide up in there, man. And I feel like confident I have in it, I can be impactful on any level.
Right.
NFL, CFL, high school, college. Like I just, that's why I feel like I am from a coaching standpoint. Some folks may say you delusional,
No.
but nah, like I'm
They can say that all you
not
want
being
to.
arrogant,
I've
but I
been.
feel like I'm like that from a football standpoint.
Yeah, I can, and I say
Yeah.
you are. I can
Yeah.
say you are because there's so much I learn from the games from hearing you talk about it. And stuff like you notice, I don't notice at all. But I'm not. Football ain't my first sport,
Yeah.
so I'm not into the details of it like I am with basketball or that's pretty much it. The basketball is just my thing, and that's. But I can say you have the eye and you have the knowledge for you have the eye for the talent, you have the knowledge to be able to coach and how to utilize that talent in the maximum way it should be. This is something I know firsthand. That's why I say I want you to come. I want to come to the game just to watch it.
Yeah, I because I played I played quarterback pretty much all my life. So from all the way through high school, I was quarterback. My senior year, I switched to defense, but I played both ways until I got to high school. So I could see the field. I was corner, I was safety. I played primary safety on defense. That's quarterback on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the quarterback on offense. Then I also play the receiver. So, like, as a quarterback, you have to know the whole offense. You have to know what the lineman doing. You have to know what the running back, because sometimes they forget the plays.
Right.
What am I supposed to do? What route am I supposed to run? You got to know every route. So you have to know, as a quarterback, you got to know everything. So, from an offensive standpoint, and you have to learn how to read defense. You know what I'm saying? So I could know, okay, this defense against this defense, we're gonna do this. We got these type of players, we got this type of offense, spread offense, under the center, all this other kind of stuff. Like I know all of that stuff because I did it. And then I also play defense as well, where I could see certain things. Like watching film, okay, this guy, his leg back, this leg is back.
So and see, but
You
see,
see what I'm saying? Like it's detailed.
yeah, the way and you the way you explaining that, like how you just notice those small things. I think about how Ray Lewis when he retired and he started talking about the game, how he said how he used to show. I think it was some clip I seen. They were showing them footage. He was like, "Well, how did you know?" He was talking to Peyton Manning. And he asked him, well, how did you know it was going to happen? He was like, because you see right here, when you set your back foot back, I know right then you're going to this person because this is where you're looking. You're trying to throw me off because you're looking over here. But I know you're going to here because you're standing a certain way. I'm like, well, that's very detailed. Yeah. Very detailed. And that's a different, you almost have to be, I'm not gonna say it, but is you almost have to be kind of like, it's kind of like an obsession to be able to know, okay, hey, these are tendencies that these people do. Hey, these are tendencies that this coach does. These are tendencies this offense or this defense does. That okay, now I know how to manipulate them.
Yeah, be a student of the game.
Yeah.
You gotta be a student of the game. Because a lot of times, it's the chess match that a lot of coaches be trying to do. It's like, well, if they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. If it's third and short, they're gonna run the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes when you're coaching, when you're going through certain things, it's not always about trying not to do what they think you're gonna do. Sometimes you need to do what they think you're gonna do. It just a matter is, I know what personnel I got. You just gotta stop it.
Gotta stop it, right?
You know what I'm saying? You know I'm running this ball. And I know you know I'm running this ball. But if you
can't
ain't
stop it.
if you ain't showed me that you got 5 defenses that can stop my run,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna change my formation and still run it.
It's still right, exactly.
I'm just gonna change some personnel or change, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna run this ball though.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I know you can. And I wanna see that. And I wanna see that because I can tell you, because I never thought that I would be. Only reason I say that is I brought up coaching because I never thought that I would be coaching something now. Because that's not in my mind. That's not in my bag to be like, hey, I can coach until I started. Like, even though it's recreation, coaching soccer. And then I got a chance to coach. I got a chance to coach my oldest son in basketball as an assistant coach. And then whenever the coach one day, I'm the head coach. I'm like, okay, so this is what this looks like. And the way that I'm seeing it, I'm telling them, and I'm telling them, I'm moving them like, hey, this person, all he does is go left, force him right, make him take that jump shot. Once he picks it up, put your hand there, and if they listen, which a lot of kids don't, I learned that.
Yeah.
A lot of kids don't. You can tell them exactly what they do, and they will go out there and do the complete opposite. That's
And I
learning.
had one season of that with my oldest son. I didn't sign up to coach
Yes.
because I knew I was like, I ain't gonna have, I can't commit the time to it.
Yeah.
But that's why I say the closest thing for me getting the coaching would be my son playing because I'm going to be at practice
Right.
and I'm gonna be at game. I'm gonna be there unless it's something like work related. I'm there.
Exactly.
So I know from an outside standpoint, with me just like, okay, I'm signing my boys up for basketball. I ain't thinking about coaching.
Right.
I know I'm gonna be there.
Right.
But I know coaching, I gotta commit to the practice. I gotta get the schedule. I got, you know what I'm saying? I gotta build players up. I know the age group. You know, it's different from a coach standpoint. So I didn't sign up to coach, but I made every practice. He there by himself.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, coach, I know the game. So I was like, if you need some help, man, I help you out. I ain't trying to take over. Then I'm just on the side. I'm there with him. I practice with him. And then he was like, coach, what you think? I was like, coach, no,
Yeah, see, it sounded nice.
This or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't able to make it. I had to step in and we won. Like, blew the boys out. So, but I think, like, coaching, man, you have to know personnel.
Right.
Like, you have to know personnel. Sometimes some people think you can get anybody and win with anybody. No, you can't.
No, it's that man. No, you can't.
You can't. This
You can
is
fool yourself and bait you can.
this is why there's a clear difference
There's a big difference.
when Georgia plays Samson or Old Dominion
Yes,
or Alabama play Old Dominion or
it's a
something.
big difference. Yeah.
This is why.
Big difference.
Yeah, they gonna go perform, but personnel, talent, you need to know
Just
what
know.
you got. You know, and sometimes what you got just ain't what they got. And you just gotta live with it. That's true. Like it was one team. I was like, we're not gonna be there.
You can look, but
You can't say that. So
you can't say that.
but you know what you got. It's like, bro, we not.
Oh man,
I was like,
looking in and when I did coach that little rec team for basketball, we played one team, and it was like all of them. Because the team that I played was one for the base, so it was a mixed group. It was a mixed group. They let the girls play with the boys and stuff too. So it was a very mixed group. And I looked at his team, and then the team we played, we went to. It was here in the city. We went to where was it?
dang, what was the name of this? I can't think of the name. It was a school we went to, and they had a team. It was their rec team. Now they weren't in the nicest part of the city, but they was out there. They was out. I ain't gonna say it was the hood, but it was close enough. It was hood adjacent. I say that. It was hood adjacent. And when the old boys walked out there, everybody had dread. Everybody had the little sleeves on, the headband. They were dressed for the part. And then they started warming up. I said, "Oh yeah." One of them went up and he was going for a dunk. Because you know you can't dunk. You can't dunk. Yeah, he went up and cottoned it back and laid it up so pretty. I said, but you can't say that. You can't say that.
And this was rec. It was rec ball. Now, my son, we had some good guys on the team that can actually hoop, but because it's rec and they teenagers, some of the guys, they feel like we just out there, you know what I'm saying? They may feel like they're a little bit better than everybody else. So it was a fun thing to do. When he tried out for the high school team, I go to the practice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the game.
Right.
And I'm in the stands like, what is the coach doing? Because I can see who's solid and I can see who's liquid.
That's a good way to put it. Would have never thought about that. That's a good way to put it. I know who's solid. I know who liquid. That's a good way to put it.
And I'm like, man, like, this ain't that. Like, come on now. Like, there's some teams, bro. You can tell sometimes just by the coaching. Because they played one team in the summer. And I was like, this team here, they just run, so I know how they practice. And then I've been to my son's, their practice. There's no way they could beat that team.
Right.
I don't care how many shooters they had. Ain't no way you beating this team because y'all don't even practice running.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't even practice running, you ain't gonna last a quarter with them because not only do they run, but they press from end to end.
I hate them teams because that's the best in shape team you can
ever
press
play. From end to end. At halftime, they were getting beat by 25.
Them boys probably won't even sweat it.
And they could shoot.
Oh, that's over with.
I said, they was gonna beat these boys. And they were country boys. You know how we talk when we say country boys. Country boys, they hardcore. It ain't but like 8 of them on the team. 3 people on the bench. But those 3 on the bench, like the 3 who coming off.
They the same players.
They the same player. They hard chargers. They hard nose. They play on dirt. Like, you know, so but that's the realness of being a coach is understanding that this team just better. You know what I'm saying? And I can appreciate when I watch professional sports and guys be like, we tried. I heard Lou Williams one time. This is when Kevin Durant was with. I can't remember what team.
Well, he might have been with Golden State at that time when Lou Will was still playing because it was Lou Will
and they was doing the press conference, and they was like, "What can you do?" He was like, "We tried." He Kevin Durant. Like, so I understand that. Like, and that's the realization. Now the NBA, I feel like the NBA is NBA. Now there are still levels in the NBA with teams, but for the most part, I appreciate when other guys who are at that level just keep it real. Like, they just good. Like, we tried. We play our best ball. We did what we do. But them guys, that guy, he ain't nothing we can do. So as a coach, sometimes you just gotta keep it real with yourself. Like, man, they good. We not beating them.
That's one of the things I look at because you have even like just to say something about the NBA real quick. Even when even in situations like that, coaches will adopt the idea of let them go off for 50. Let's keep everybody else from scoring. Let's let Curry go for 60. He can go for 60. As long as we can outscore the rest of the team.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't like it. I don't like it, but I get the mentality of it. Hey, we know we can't stop this one person. Let's not make it more hard. Let's let him go off what he go off for. Let's keep who the second best player on the team. Let's keep Iggy. Let's keep during that time, I guess you could say when they was in their prime.
Yeah.
Hey, let's keep Draymond from facilitating and grabbing a rebound. Let's keep
That's too much to ask.
That's a lot.
Already went to the second period. Too much to ask. You're not gonna lead them. You're not gonna lead them.
You gotta try something. Like when that Golden State Warriors run.
Yeah, when that third quarter
It's
hit
like-
and they start out 11-0 run,
Yeah.
you can just say, hey, we just gonna keep playing our game. If we're able to get some stops, they get cold. We keep playing our game. Maybe we can cut back into this thing and keep it rolling.
Yeah.
It ain't to say that you're gonna lose all the time. But sometimes it's just knowing your personnel versus their personnel. Like, we don't have enough. And there's sometimes where I see teams who have enough. Like, y'all could have beat them, but y'all lost because of coaching. And I see it all the time in college football. And, Georgia my team. And I'm like, Georgia, for the past 2 years, have had the team to beat everybody they played.
Yeah.
Now,
I say that. Yeah.
even the games they lost because of coaching.
Right.
So there is an aspect of the game, whether in any game, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, soccer, tennis. Well, tennis is an individual sport, but in any part of the game, or any game or sport, there's an aspect where it really comes down to coaching.
Right.
Because sometimes your personnel may not be what these guys got, but then there'll be other times where y'all match up perfectly.
Right.
And when your matchup is even, sometimes you have an edge. You have to figure out what your edge is.
Yeah.
And if you don't execute your edge, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And I seen a lot with Georgia. I'm like, bro, y'all should have beat Ole Miss. Y'all should have beat this. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should have clearly won this game. Y'all just, the offensive coordinator, calling these crazy plays that don't make sense. Like, if your running back is averaging 8 yards a carry, and they can't find anything to do with your carry, with your rushing game,
Right.
why would you go to a screen game?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, this ain't about getting this guy involved in the offense. This is about executing what works right now.
Right.
So if this is working, let's keep running.
Yeah.
And if they find something to stop the run, now we can use our run to go play action, screen. We can open up past game, and if we're able to start facilitating this thing to where our offense is a balanced attack, and now they don't know what's coming, we're gonna dominate this thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I ain't gonna go down there.
We can look out. This is not the only time we. So I'm gonna let you know this. In the future, I'm gonna have a sports segment to the podcast. I need you on that sports segment.
I go now. You talk sports.
I need you on that sports segment.
Yeah,
because I'm already, like I said, I've been thinking ahead.
Yeah,
I've been sports because I'm heavy in basketball.
Yeah.
You cover football. You know football. And you know basketball.
I know basketball.
And you know basketball. Now I'm learning now. I know soccer because I've been coaching soccer. So I know a little bit about that. So we can dabble into all that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have a sports segment.
We do the sports segment.
We can
Me and my partner in Maryland, my boy Irv, we're starting a business, a company called Instant.
Okay.
And we've talked about it too, but we're gonna have, so we have our Instant, like the podcast now, but we're gonna have an Instant Sports.
Okay.
Instant Sports.
Yeah.
Gonna be nothing but sports. Just talk sports.
See, yeah.
Because now he he taught sports from like an administrative standpoint. Like, did you see this person got traded?
Okay.
Did you see this person? They just spent $30 million in free agency. Like, he taught sports like that. I'd be like, the game, like we talk about now. I'm like, bro, go look at the stats.
Yeah.
Luke could take too many shots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, going into detail and knowing that information, being able to know it and to be able to talk it is something totally different. Like knowing it is one thing, but being able to say it and have somebody else understand it that might not know nothing about it, two totally different things.
Yeah, we definitely.
So we gonna get into that sports segment. I'm hoping in the future once I can get this whole thing down, because I told you earlier I was trying to do stand up comedy. It's just something about it. It's just very appealing. Like I just need to get on here to try it just to see what it'll do.
Yeah,
it's something I want to do. But you were mentioning that you had a podcast with your friend, and y'all also had a business partner. So are there any besides that one, any other business ventures that are projected in the future for you?
Nah. With this one, it's still under the same umbrella of what he and I both do. So we're both into cinematography, videography, the filmmaking aspect. So he's a creative producer. I'm a creative director. We work hand in hand. So he's more on like the production. The producing is more of the doing side of things. The direction is more of the overseer side. Like I oversee. You got these plans. Okay, let me tell you, this probably should go here. This probably should go here. Or let's take away this and let's add this. And that's the direction side. The producer side is going to be the implementation side of like putting things together. So he does a lot of the website, putting those things together.
Right.
And I'll probably be directing it. Like, you think we should do the hero part section here, or we should put this here? Let's try putting the podcast segment here and putting the community part here. So we work hand in hand together, but outside of that, no other business ventures outside of what we already got. So I try not to get too far away from, well, I don't try to get a centimeter away from what I do.
Right.
Like, you're not going to see me fixing tires, changing tires. This is freaking, I'd be like, oh, I'm also a mechanic. It's like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things I'm just gonna outsource it and say we're gonna pay somebody to come fix the tire, change the oil, all that. I'm not doing all that. So I stay under the same umbrella of who I am. So if I create anything or start anything else different or something new, it's still gonna be media based. It's not gonna be. It's like, dang, I didn't know he was out here changing air heaters and HVAC units and stuff. Like, I didn't know he did that either. Nah, that don't fit on the media, so I ain't doing it.
I understand. I understand that. So are there to go back to what you do as a creative producer? Are there any services, courses, or anything that you offer to the public?
Yeah. So as a creative director, most of the time, people need consulting. That's really the first thing. So I do offer the consulting piece. And that's under my website, kirbylove.com. So there's a consulting piece where I kind of take a deep dive to look at everything that you got and tell you if it's out of place or if it's in place. And if it's out of place, I tell you ways that you can get it in place and to help, your branding, your marketing, and all that stuff to kind of, so now you can take those next steps to actually becoming something that's marketable or presentable to the world.
Right.
The service side is if you need me to actually put my hands to it, then now I go in and say, okay, well, let's create the website, let's create logos, let's get the media packages done, shoot some videos, some content, stuff like that. So that's the service side of it. And obviously, again, it's all under the same umbrella. Feel like I can talk. It's all under the same umbrella in regards to the services. So it's still, if you need headshots, photography work, video work, all that kind of stuff to give you content, then that's the service side of it. But
Okay. I say that because I like I said, I wanna really get into this comedy thing. I wanna shoot a special. Not right now. I don't wanna just jump out there and be like, hey, I got a special. No. I wanna build up to it, and do it the right way. And I would like to work with you on that. Like I know a little bit about some of some things, but I'm not an expert in it. I just can do it and make it happen and keep going. But as far as making it look like it's worth something, you ain't getting that from me. I can make it seem like it's worth something. But if I'm doing it because I feel like I'm always pressed for time, or I feel like, hey, you can't spend all this time on this like you want to because you got all this stuff going on.
yeah.
So that I would like to work with you on like doing once I get going good. Once I figure out like this city, once I take this city over, then I do plan on venturing out to different cities. Like whoever book me, I already know. I plan on getting booked in Atlanta quite a bit because that's it's a big comedic scene. And I know I wanna not like shoot specials, but at least like shoot clips, videos, whatever, something like that, just to get out there. Get out there so people can know, hey, this guy from such and such, he do it, stuff like that. And I definitely want to work with you dealing with that. And we will. And I this week we can discuss all of this after the fact. But I do want to put this out there. So these services are available at the website, and it's kirbylove.com at kirbylove.com. So if you are in the business for needing business done, you go and holler at my brother. Because he can get it done. I promise you, everything looks professional. Everything is top notch. Everything is really top notch. And it's not just him doing what he's doing for you if you get one of those services. It's also him explaining. Because he don't just do it. He will explain, hey, this is what this is for, this is what that. Like, he goes into detail. He doesn't spare any details at all. He breaks everything down for you. So if you like any of those services, please go to their website. Hey, spend money with your folks. Don't spend that money. You go around and spend all this money with these, put money back into the community, into the culture, so we can thrive and be as great as a people as we should be already. I got one last question for you, and then hey, send it. I'm gonna let you be. I got one last question for you. With the way, make sure I get my words together. So I'm going back to the Lord. I'm going back to the Lord. So with the way that you are handling things business wise, or when it comes to your business, when it comes to any venture that you think of, or that comes to mind, or that you actually like really thinking about doing, is how much of that depends on how much of that is affected by not just the word, but how much of that is affected by just God in general.
like knowing, because I know you, just not you when I say this. I know some people before they get into like a business venture or they get into something that they want to do, you know, they always they pray over it, or they say, Lord, I'm doing this, but it's under your control or it's in your hands. So how much of that goes into anything that you do, as far as we just keeping it on the business aspect, but as far as, because I want to show people the correlation between business and God, and how they both mesh, and they can mesh.
Yeah, the church answer is all of it. But the truth is, obviously when you're seeking like, God, what is it that I am? So just to kind of give you a little backstory to lead up to the answer. So I had several entities in regards to like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but I didn't really have a separation between the entities. It was like everything, because when I first started, I was doing graphic design stuff, and then as I got saved, obviously ministry became a part of just who I was, and I kind of took a back seat to a lot of stuff, with the exception of graphic design. Everything else kind of took a back seat. The Lord came first, and then now I'm being known as like a minister.
Right.
So everything people see me is tied to preaching or giving a word, or some prophetic words or something like that online. So, and that became like now what, well, not just now, but at the moment, a lot of people started saying like, okay, Kirby's a pastor or a preacher or a minister or something like that. So, meanwhile, behind the scenes, I'm doing media stuff nobody knows about. So, as I started kind of navigating from a business standpoint and start trying to do it, is knowing who you are in the Lord, right? And so when I started diving into like, okay, I'm going to start putting my business stuff and trying to start going for this. At first there was no like consultation, I would say, like with God, like, God, what should I do? Because sometimes, bro, you know who you are. Like God already showed you, like, this is who you are. These are your gifts. These are your skills.
Right.
And then you go forth using the skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're doing it for the Lord, you ain't gonna fail in it. He'll redirect. If it ain't right, he'll redirect it.
Right.
Some stuff ain't like, well, I'm gonna go to God about every single thing that I do. And I ain't saying you shouldn't do that. I don't think it's wrong to do that. But some of the stuff that you do is just by faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get the skill, you want to get the tools. He gonna make some stuff plain for you. And I would even go out on a limb and say he ain't gonna keep telling you to go build the ark. You just gonna mention it one time. You know what I'm saying? At this point, go do it. You know what I'm saying? And it may take years to build or whatever, but you know you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. Right.
So some of the stuff that I've done is kind of like by faith. And then so when I ventured off more into some of the business stuff, it was by faith. I know I'm doing this, so but I want to create this so I can do this, and it was more about navigating everything so it can have a direct correlation with one thing or another. And so I didn't want to have ministry stuff, base stuff, but then all of it's bottled up into a graphic design website. Like, I got to be able to, because people know me as a minister,
Right.
and then people also know me as, Kirby does all of our uniform design. I can't have a website where both of those things exist in the same place. I need to be able to separate these things so people can know, if you come to here, this is business stuff. If you come here, this is ministry stuff.
Right.
This is how Go Off God David got created. Because everything was under Kirby Love productions.com. But that's as I was learning. Then I did kirbylove.com. And then when I did kirbylove.com, I was like, okay, this is going to be ministry. kirbylove.com going to be ministry because that's me as a personal brand. And then Kirby Love Productions will be me as graphic design and people on that. And then when I was kirbylove.com, I started my YouTube channel. I had all this other, stuff that I'm starting to do just as a personal brand, and I'm doing ministry stuff. And then when merch started coming, I was like, well, what if I want to expand in merch? It's going to be hard for me to kind of expand in merch because people may want me to come and speak. So I'm going through all of these woes, but I didn't have a clear cut picture on like, who are you? Like, what do you do? What do you know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of things like we talked about when we first started. Have a lot of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You got an idea to the idea to the ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Layers.
But just no organization for it. So I went through that, and then once I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. In my YouTube videos, you ever go back and like go to my Kirby Love page, my first videos, some early videos, you'll see at the end of the videos, it said, "Go hard for God daily." So I took that and made it its own entity, and that's how Go Hard for God daily started. Because it was something that I was saying all the time.
Right.
I was like, "Go hard for God daily." It was like because I feel like that was my lifestyle. Everything I did, go hard for God. So I said, I started thinking about what am I going to name this? I didn't want to do nothing like the light, either light, you know what I'm saying? The Christ brand. I was like, and I was like, well, I say go hard for God daily all the time, so go hard for God daily. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
go hard for God daily became its thing. And then that was, I think, the first stint for me being able to kind of create a separation between ministry and like personal brands. And it's just been so forth from there. So there's some things where I kind of, I may ask God, like the whole creative director thing that I've been doing for the past 2 years now, that was solely in prayer. Like, God, who do you say I am? And God said, what you've been doing for yourself, people are going to start coming for you. Every time people come to you, this is what they're asking for. This is what they're asking for. It's like, you are a creative director. So I did a whole skit about, this is my new job. I'm a creative director now. And it was like me talking to myself at a little table. So I had this whole little skit that I created.
I think you showed me that one.
Well, I was like in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think you showed. Yeah, I think you showed
was,
me that one. Yeah.
But that was after God was like, you're a creative director. So after that, that's what I start focusing on from my personal brand standpoint, from like Kirby Love. You want Kirby Love this way, you're going to get a creative director. If you want Kirby Love from ministry standpoint, anything, Bible, like I'm still who I am, but there's a separation between how I present myself on Go Hard for God Daily, all ministry. Bible, teaching, worship, we're doing worship now, podcasts, like all of that, ministry. Criminal.com is all creative direction. Strictly. You want photography, logos, consultation, that's what you're going to get from Criminal.com. Don't go to Kirby.com thinking you're going to book me for a ministry or a pastor to preach.
Right.
You're going to go off God David. Kirby Love is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is all ministry based. So when Kirby Love shows up, then you're getting the Go Off of God Daily brand. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So now from a business standpoint, I'll speak as Kirby Love, as a creative director, and still give you godly counsel. Like, hey, if you want faith-based counseling from a business standpoint, Kirby Love, but I'll still give you that. But if you want me to come and preach, something like that, it's like, hey, we've seen you, then because you're going to find my ministry stuff on Go Hard for God Daily. So that's just summing up how everything kind of became these two things. But it was cutting from get rid of this domain, get rid of this, and then now consolidating these two things that can still coexist at the same time, and you're able to distribute and present what you have here versus here. So if you look at Kirby Love now, like I am Kirby Love on, you're gonna see all media, film, cinematography, creative direction stuff. You go to Go Harvard God Daily, you're gonna be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because they two separate things.
Right.
You know, but you still got this guy over here he's like a twin, but he's functioning over here doing this. You're like, dang. So one, you see a skill set, like in play. On the other one, you see a skill set in play, but you don't know the skill set is the production part of what you see. You just see me as ministering from a standpoint. Does that make sense? But I'm still shooting all the videos. I'm still shooting all the videos. I'm still shooting all the worship sets. I'm still editing. So my skill set is producing this stuff.
Right.
But over here,
Right.
all you see is the skill set.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like how I've started it now. So, but that's why when I keep saying creative direction, because God said you're a creative director. So I no longer go through like people like what all video this. I say I'm a creative director, and then if they ask what entails behind that, then I'll kind of give them a little bit more details. So
Right.
okay. So, and another thing, without making this too long,
No. Yeah.
But another thing, I was in this room, and this may help some people. I was in this room with some deep pocket guys. And one of them, even though I was doing what I do, he still asked me, so Kirby, what do you do? I'm in the room doing what I do. So I was recording. I had got hired to record a podcast for them. Their podcast. And so I came in and I set up, do everything I'm doing or whatever. And when he asked me what I do, I started going down this list of stuff. And in that moment, I realized, I said, it took me too long to explain what I do.
What you do, right?
And who just, and I thought about that, man, for a minute. And I said, from now on, when I tell people who I am or what I do, I need to be able to just say it within about 5 seconds. Like, who are you? What do you do? This is what I do. And that way it'll leave curiosity and it'll extend the conversation. Because the conversation wasn't really a conversation. It was like a quick ask. And then I feel like because I took so long to answer the question, and I say long, I don't mean like 3 minutes, but I took longer than 5 seconds or 20 seconds to just explain who I was and what I do, even though I'm in there doing what I do, but I'm like, I think it's important, man, for us to really just know who we are and to be able to say who we are within 10 seconds. And then leave the curiosity of who you are based on what you say, not confuse curiosity, but like, let me know more. So that way you're able to extend and have conversations. And from that conversation, you can potentially build relationships with people because they know what they're going to get out of you. But that was a changing point in my, I don't want to say in my life, but from a business communication point and building relationships, because these are people who are willing to pay $2,000 for you to be there for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So you in this room and here's an opportunity for you to make a thing, but it's hard for you to communicate who you are. How are you going to build trust, or they're going to build trust in you or gain some type of confidence in you if it takes you too long to present who you are. So that was a changing point for me, man, just being able to, so when people ask like, who you are, tell me what you do. I'm a creative director.
See?
So now
Man, yeah.
I leave it open for you to ask more questions about.
Now you,
So what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
Now you're
I
intrigued,
see that.
and now I can break it down, or this is what I do
Right.
as a creative director.
Right.
So now you see that I got the potential to use this guy. We can build. Let me get your information.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? In that moment, I didn't leave an opportunity for him to be like, well, let me get your information. Even though I did what I did, even though what I produced was the best thing that they ever seen, because when they got the final results and everything came back, we got our deliverables in, all the clips and everything. They was like, this is good. But in the moment when he asked me who I was, I didn't leave room for building a relationship. So
Okay.
just wanted
That should help somebody. It helped me. Because now it makes me think, okay, so I need to create inquiring minds so they can come back to me and ask me, get more details from me instead of me just saying, oh, I do this, 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 and this. No, I'm just flat out, hey, I'm a podcast host, comedian. Yeah. Oh, well, what you do this? What you do this at? What you
That's
do?
it.
Oh, yeah. Well, here, but then I can go into detail and
Yeah.
break it. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's knowledge. That's
Yeah.
game.
So everybody needs to ask themselves, like, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't answer who you are in about 10 seconds,
Right.
then you go pray about it. It ain't a bad thing, but you need to know so that when people ask you,
Mm-hmm.
you know how to just like that,
Just answer it.
just answer it. But if you start going down a list, well, I got this business and I started over here, and then we got this, and then I also sell milk
See,
on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So if you ever need, then they be like, hey, this is all over the
no,
place.
look, see, that's why I say the advice you give is good, and it's always coming at a time when you need it the most. Because you say that, and I told you I was talking to the engineer, so it was another group of people that I ran into walking, and they were all vets, all military vets, and all that. They were they were our age, so they kind of and they from surprisingly they from Enterprise, Alabama. So they knew all about where we was. They knew about it. So one of them asked, "Well, what do you do?" And I didn't know how to answer that because I'm looking at it currently because I'm currently I don't currently have a full-time job, so I can't say, well, I work here. And then I was like, I was hesitant on telling them about the podcast. And then the other stuff I do, but I was like, I got a podcast. I said it the way that I said it, it wasn't really presentative. It was just more like,
It make it seem like it.
yeah,
Okay,
it's like, it ain't that
it got a little
important. Like,
something
it's
going
just something
on
I'm
here.
doing. It's just something I'm doing on the side. When in reality, it's not. It's bigger than that for me.
Yeah.
But I didn't present it that way.
Yeah.
But you giving that game and that example, now I know how to approach it from a perspective of I need to be creating inquiring mind, so they will come back and be like, well, you say you do this, well, tell me a little more about it, or how do you, or they want to know, well, okay, well, where you do it at, well, how you do it, where can I listen to it at? So I want to, so that gives me, now that puts me in a position now I need to know, okay, I can create inquiring mind just using what you just said. And that's big now. That's a big key point in how I move from now forward. Even though you just told me this a few seconds ago, but I know I need it. That's something I know I need to implement going forward. So that's great advice. So if whoever listened to it and you just heard that, please take that advice.
Yeah, because you should always present what you have, because everybody has a starting place.
Right.
So sometimes we look at the starting place like this ain't, because we got access to so much stuff. We're seeing other people do stuff at certain levels, but what people are doing, they either just got the money to pay somebody to kind of do it, or B, they have been doing it for a while and have been able to invest in it a little bit differently. Like most of the time, the way they started, kind of the way you started. So don't look at your starting place as something that's not as significant or something that's not big. So when you tell people about it, because you see so many other people doing it at different levels, you're like, it's just a little something I'm doing. Nah, you say, yeah, man, like, you got to be confident in what you do. So that way, if they want to build relationships, because everything about building relationships, if they want to build a relationship and potentially pay you to do something or just get information from you, they're confident that they are going to get the right thing from you because of how you presented it to them. So as a creative director and a business consultant, I always tell people, like I tell all of my people, presentation sales. I don't care what you have. If your presentation sucks, it ain't selling.
It ain't selling. That's true.
It's not selling. I can tell you 1,000 movies. Well, I don't know the names of them, but it's 1,000 movies that I just kept scrolling by because the cover was trash.
The cover was trash, yeah.
The movie probably been great.
Probably was good.
The movie probably was better than some of the movies that got some dope covers.
Yeah.
But I just kept strolling right on by. Nah, that probably sucked.
Yeah.
That probably ain't no good movie. Then I got some movies that I watched and that were good, but because they presented, like, I was like, boy, it look good.
Yeah.
Let me go see what it's about.
Yeah.
Your presentation has to be the same way. Whenever you tell people about whatever it is you do, you got to be confident in telling them that this is what I do. Even if it's one thing, two things, five things, like, yeah, I'm this and I'm that. I'm a comedian and I have a podcast. Okay. So where can I listen to your podcast? Now you create the opportunity for them to want to know more about you and what you do. And now you're positioning yourself to have that conversation to a point where they can probably be like, okay, well, can we, do you do podcasts for this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you got opportunity
right
that have presented itself in this conversation. So
it's good. That's good knowledge. It's good knowledge. So before we end it tonight, I'd like to take just a small moment. I normally do it at the beginning of the show, but I'd like to take a small moment to any listeners out there that might be dealing with mental health issues or might be dealing with depression or anything of that sort. I just want to do a mental health check-in with you all and let you know that, hey, it might be hard today, but as long as you're taking it 1 second, 1 minute, I break it all the way down. 1 second, 1 minute, keep going until you're in a place to where you can heal. It's not gonna be overnight. It's not gonna be something that you can't work through. And it's gonna be hard starting off if you're just starting on this journey to get some relief from having mental health issues. But I want you to keep going. Keep going. Even when it gets hard and you might feel down on yourself or you might be hard on yourself. I say that because I when I say this part, I'm talking to myself, but it's for anybody that needs to listen. So if you are in those positions where you feel boxed in or you feel like you're alone or you feel like nobody's listening, we see you here at the TBS show. And so we want to let you know, like, we care and we want to check in with you all, make sure everyone's doing as good as they can do the best way that they can, because it all looks different and it all whatever. And not saying everything that you need to do to help yourself with that has to be bad. It doesn't. You don't have to do things that's going to get you in trouble or things that's going to set you down another path that you don't need to be on. But good, healthy things, whether that's reading, whether that's somebody that you trust to be able to confide in and explain what's going on, that might understand it. Just something that small, or just knowing that it's people out there that are going through the same thing that you are. Just knowing that helps. It's all the small things help. Whether you think it's big enough or not, all the small things help. So we just checking in on you and yes, sir. Go ahead. Hey, take the floor. I wanted to say if you had something that you wanted to say to the people
So
before we got off.
that's God. So last night, I was thinking about, just kind of random, like thinking like, what can we talk about, what questions or what topics and stuff like that. And the only thing I got last night was a check-in.
Checking. Yes, sir.
And the check-in, you said you were gonna do it at the beginning. Even when we sat down, I was thinking about the check-in,
Yeah.
like when we start off. So closing it out, I was like, as soon as you start talking about it, I said, yeah, that's God. And the check-in was gonna be where you at mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Yes, sir.
That's our check-in.
Heck yeah.
So where you at on a scale from 1 to 10, 0 to 100, however you want to do it, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, where you feel like you at.
You asked me?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the check-in.
okay. You asked me.
It's a check-in. Like this is what I thought about
Oh,
last night as I was thinking about like topic. This the first thing came to me. So as soon as you start talking about we like to do this at the end, I was like, you said you usually do it at the beginning. I said, that's God.
let me get it.
It's the check-in.
Yeah. Whew.
Mentally, physically, spiritually.
Let me start off with the easy ones. First. So physically, I'm okay.
Scale of 1 to 10, where you feel like you at.
Is 10 good
Or
and 1
0,
bad?
or 0 to 100. However you want to do it. Where you feel like you at.
So if we going on the scale of 0 to 100, 100 being the best, I'm at an 87 physically.
Okay.
So I'm okay. I'm doing good. I'm holding in there.
That's all right.
Stuff I'm working on, but I'm
Alright.
holding in there. Spiritually, from a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being the best. Spiritually, I can honestly say as of right now is 90%. It's 90, and the only reason it's 90 is because there's still so much I haven't tapped into spiritually, and I'm working on that. I know I can feel I'm lacking in something, and I'm trying to pinpoint exactly what that is so I can work on that. Mentally it comes and goes. Like as of right now, in this moment, because we just had this episode and I got a chance to talk and kind of be myself a little bit. As of right now, 0 to 100, it's at an 85. But it comes and goes. There's days where it's at a 50. It's days where it's 20. Days where it's at a 0, and I can't function. I'm just stuck in a rut. Yeah, you say physically, mentally, spiritually.
I guess mentally can tie into emotional.
No.
We'll do
Emotionally, emotions. I might have to put that at maybe a 10, maybe 20, because I said it because I am so weird when it comes to emotions. Even though I was raised by women and women are very emotional, my mama wasn't. My grandma wasn't. They didn't show their emotion. It was different. It's like they had to, because they knew I didn't have male role models. They were the toughest they were at all times. So I never got to see them vulnerable. I never got to see them express their emotions, unless it was just really bad. I never saw that. So with me, I'm kind of numb to a lot of stuff that I know I should be more emotionally maybe attached to or emotionally in tune with. But a lot of it, I didn't. I say for a long time, I didn't know how to feel about. I didn't know how to feel about things like you know how you can feel love, you can feel like you can feel those type of emotions depending on who it's coming from. And even though I knew what it looked like, and I saw it, I didn't know how to respond emotionally, if that makes sense. Because all I've ever did was just either just ignore my emotions, or it got to a point to where I just didn't feel anything at all for a long time. So that one emotionally, it's better.
it's better. I'm more in tune with my emotions now. It's because I've been it's God, because God been working with me. I've been asking him to fortify the things that I'm the weakest in. And emotions are definitely the weakest thing, because it's stuff I know I'm supposed to respond to emotionally, but I don't my mind doesn't turn that switch on. My mind's thinking fix it, or how to get around it, or how to avoid it or ignore it. So emotionally, it's kind of everywhere. Same thing, like I say, with mentally, it's up and down, depending on what's going on. As long as I'm doing my, like how you do tires with your balance and you rotate. Like, as long as I'm doing that mentally, where I'm balancing and checking and rotating everything that needs to be moved out when it needs to be, stuff like that. Like I say, how I see stuff is very different from how anybody else might see it or even say it. So I think more of on a literal sense versus a figurative, figuratively. So, like, you might say, hey, if you gotta keep going, keep pushing. Like, you might be telling me, hey, if you just hunker down, and just focus on one. Like, you might be saying it to me, just hunker down, focus on one thing. But if you tell me, hey, keep moving, so I'm looking for stuff, I would literally go and look for stuff to keep myself busy. Yeah, to keep moving. If you tell me that, that's how I literally take it.
Yeah.
And I've been like that for my whole life. So it's everywhere, but overall, I'm in a good space. I can say that I'm in a good space, and this right here, doing this is what's helping me stay in that space.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I get a chance to talk and be myself and vent.
Yeah.
But same question to you though.
Yeah.
Same question to you. What's your check in?
Mentally, I feel like I'm at about a 90. I feel like I'm cool mentally. Physically, I feel like I'm at about a 65. 65, because I don't let myself kind of get away. It's not because of laziness. It's just because of unintentionality. A lot of other things kind of became priority. And I had a time where I felt like I was trying to do better with health. I mean, I'm fine. I feel fine, but I know I can do better, like way better. So, I feel like I'm about a 65, and I just want to get a regimen going where I got meal prepping, get a routine, and it ain't got to be hard exercise. It could be walking 3-4 miles a day. Just being intentional with getting my health where I would like for it to be, just from a physical standpoint. So I say about 65. I don't kind of fell off there. Spiritually, I feel like I'm about 77. And that's because, number one, I always feel like I got room to grow. But number two, I feel like that has kind of moved from maybe that 80 percentile down, just because, again, just intentionality.
Right.
Just being more intentional. Like, it's reading the word, studying the word, but I feel like there was a place that I once was that I'm not there. And I know that happens because of different seasons. You have transitions in your life where you may be like in the closet every day. And then that may shift from being every day to like once every week and a half. And it doesn't mean that you're away from God or distant from God. It just, the time that you were committing to these things shifts. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be different things happening in life, schedules start changing or whatever. So I think with just a lot of shifts in different dynamics of my life, there's certain things that I don't do from a spiritual standpoint in regards to like being in the word longer times and stuff. So I still have my times and stuff where, writing notes and praying and things like that. But it's just something that I want to get back to. So that's why I feel like I'm around that 75 percentile time because I want to get back to like spending an hour or two just in the closet and then come out the closet still not wanting to leave that place
Right.
because it's a difference. Like when you're in a I would just say like a pure place of like worshiping, praying, like really spending time with God. If the phone rings, you can feel the atmosphere where the phone at is different in the presence of where you are. You're like, dang, it's like a dream that you want to stay in.
Mhm.
That's kind of how I can equate it. It's like, man, I don't want to come out of here. And then you end up not wanting to do anything else but stay here because you know, as soon as I get out of here, I gotta tend to stuff. It's like, man, I gotta do this. So that's why I say spiritually about a 75, man. It's just a place that I want to get back to. Just in my relationship with my wife. But emotionally, I feel like I'm about a 90. Good emotionally. I mean, marriage is good. My children are good. Um, I feel like I'm well. Um, got business relationships and things like that that's kind of rolling. So emotionally, I feel like I'm in a good place, man. I got community as well. So I got guys that I can hop on the phone with. We just talking about whatever, different things. I got guys that I can talk to different things about. But it's a small group. There's only like 4 guys that I talk to like every week. And everybody else, all the other guys and stuff that I talk to, but I have a community. And I think that's important. So that keeps my emotional part because I can balance. Hey, bro, what you got going on today? Like one of my boys called me today when y'all were coming back.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with we talk almost every day. So we trade together. And we just talk sometimes. But he married, he got kids, all of them married. Everybody talks, they all married, they all got kids. But I got that community where we could just hop on the phone and stay on the phone for 3-4 hours and talk about nothing. When I say talk about nothing, like
you saying a lot.
And we'll do another episode and really dive into masculinity.
Yeah.
And community.
Oh man, yeah, definitely.
And tie all of this together because
we got to.
Because if I say, because some people will think like, hey man, you on the phone with another dude 3 hours? Like, yeah. And I ain't scared to say that. And I'm happily married.
Well,
to a whole woman.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? But it's because of what people have made the norm.
Right.
What people have made. Like, so we'll do another episode and we'll dive into like masculinity. We'll dive into men having emotional sides, and it's okay to be like that. It's okay for a man to cry. It's okay for you to not tell your son to toughen up because he ain't got to toughen up in every situation. Sometimes you got to let him be able to express himself.
Yeah.
And then as a father, as a man, help him navigate that situation differently. So that's a whole other episode that we can dive into.
But that's just as important.
Yeah.
All that is just as important because that means we'll get into
that's
this.
Another episode. That's another episode.
That's another episode. So I'm gonna put it on there, but it's part 1.
Yeah.
This is part 1, and we will come back.
Another episode we do know we'll tap into masculinity and just talk more about relationships and things just to help men.
Yeah, because it's so many different aspects that needs to be touched on and talked about because it's not talked about, especially in our community, our culture. It's not talked about enough.
Yeah, it's a priority for me. So like that them guys that I talk to every week, and sometimes I may talk to 2 of them more than I do the other that week, and then next week it may rotate. Like I may be talking to the other 2 and like, dang, I ain't heard from Chris all week. Let me call Chris real quick. You know what I'm saying? And and then it may be a week. I like we call me and Irv talk every week. Cause me and Irv, we business partners as well. We friends, and we meet intentionally on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. And we supposed to be talking about business. We done talked for 2-3 hours. Ain't even started talking about what we got to do for the business yet. And we tap in Wednesday. Was like, my bad, bro. I know we were supposed to get on some instant stuff, but and then we may dive into some instant stuff about an hour or whatever. But it's good to have a healthy community. But we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, we most definitely will.
Yes, sir.
But I do still want to thank you for coming on here and talking. You know, everybody got something to talk about.
Yeah, man. This is the first time.
Hey, man, I'm honored to have me your friend. I'm honored to be,
first time I've been a guest on the podcast.
I'm honored. You don't know that means a lot. I'm honored to be the first host to have you as a guest.
Yeah.
Cause when it go up, and I like to speak things into existence.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say, like I said, I told my wife, I told her, I'm gonna be on the 85 South show by June. I told her that. I kind of wavered on it, but because of how things were looking and how it seemed to be starting, I'm like, if it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen. It might not be this June. It could be next June. And long as I stay on the course and stay steady with it, because I tend to start stuff. I start a lot of stuff and then stop it because it's not going the way I think it's supposed to go. Instead of me like I have now done, giving it to God and say, I'm letting you control it. You guide me as I do this, so that if I'm doing something wrong, okay, it'll show. And then when I'm doing it right, I know I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing and honoring him and doing and his word, so that it all translate and can be one cohesive thing. So yeah, I speak all that into this, and so I say when it go up and this podcast take off and the comedy take off, and I can be the first one to say, hey, y'all know Kirby Love. I'm the first one to have him on.
Yes, sir.
Because I always say that, because I know it's big, man. The way I see so many things, like I know for sure that things are gonna be way better than what we're seeing now. Even for you, like it's stuff I don't tell everybody this, but it's stuff I see. I'm not gonna say it's stuff I see. It's stuff I get. I'm not gonna say it's vision. Well, I guess I can say it's vision. I don't like to do that, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, he had vision. I don't want that. I can't say I don't want that, because if that's what it comes with, it just comes with it. But yeah, I see things. I have visions on how the future will be. Now, the path to that future, I don't see that. So of course it's gonna come with, some trials, some tribulations, storms and stuff. But it's just the fact of knowing, hey, okay, I've seen it. God want to show me this for no reason. So I know it's gonna come to fruition. It's gonna come to pass. And it's not just like I see it for myself. I see things for other people. Like I seen you on like the grandest stage. It's just your production company be one of the biggest that it could ever be. Like I see that. I see that. I've seen that. I've seen it for my wife when I tell her, because she says she wants to do things. I'm like, okay, you can do it. I've already seen it. It's just, you just gotta tell me when you want to start, and I'm finna pour into it. Like I've already started. I've started like a website, getting business cards, trying to build like business, like LLC. Like I've done all that for her. Like all she has to do is tell me when she wants to start, and we can get it rolling. And I'm gonna pour into it. Like all this stuff I see, and I know it's gonna happen. Like I feel it. It's a feeling. It's a strong feeling. Like if it's something, it's just, I know the difference between if it's something like I create in my head versus something that I'm given, like I'm shown. I can tell the difference. Because if it's something I create in my head, I'm not gonna have a strong feeling about it. But if it's something that's given to me or shown to me,
and that feeling stays every time I think about it, and that feeling comes back, and I stay and I know to stay the course, then I know it's gonna happen.
Right.
So like I say, I've seen all that. I've seen it happen. I've seen it for you, my wife, for me, like anybody that's doing something that they aspire to be more.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it happen. It's just that I can't. I wish I could tell you the path.
Yeah.
I wish I like if I knew the
Yeah.
path. If I knew like this point in my life, like everything that I went through to getting back to God. If I would have known, I would have gone through that. I don't know if I would have gone through that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I say if I knew the path and I could tell you, is it helping you because I'm telling you?
Yeah. So at this point, it's like even with you like making that declaration a few minutes ago, it's like everything at this point is really just by faith. Like once you say like, okay, God, I give it to you, and like when you talking about stuff like that, I mean, at this point, it's just by faith. Like you're not gonna always see what the road gonna look like. Right? You just gonna come up on some rocks. You ain't gonna always see them, but at this point, everything is just by faith. Like he'll give you the tools, he'll give you the skills, give you the ability, give you all the stuff that you need to start. And then along the way, there are going to be things that are added onto you, but there are also going to be some things that may conflict you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are going to be some things that may cause you to suffer, but you're still on the path. But everything is just by faith. Did the podcast by faith. Did the comedian skits by faith. He opened up this by faith. Yeah, his wife started the business by faith. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just by faith at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then as you continue by faith, that's when you start seeing all the things like, okay, that made sense. That made sense. And then you'll even start thinking about, I remember so-and-so gave me that word about a year and a half ago that I was going to do this and I need to do this. And sometimes you even forget the words. Like you forget a prophetic word that somebody say, look, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then it'll be a year and a half. You're like, dang, they said do this and this. And that's something that happened to me. Well, a guy was like, buy new cameras, do this. You're going to do this. And I see this and I see this. And then I turn around. I'm thinking it was going to be like, because, you know, I'm thinking like, I need another Sony. I need another one of these cameras. But then I didn't think about it till the day after I got the Osmo. And I was like, I texted my wife, I said, I just bought a new camera. And this is what the guy had been telling me like 6 months ago.
Right.
That he prophesied, like, do this because of this, because of this, because of this. So because I'm functioning in the lane that I'm supposed to, you don't have to force the word to come.
Right.
It's just going to come as you're doing whatever it is that you're supposed to do. So, and then everything will eventually start making sense because now the pieces starting to come together like a puzzle. It's like, oh,
Right.
I can see what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? And so at this point, man, everything's just by faith. Just keep doing it. Not like go find something to do, but just stay the course and by faith as you do it by faith. And just trusting God in it, you're going to see everything that you see. You're going to see it all eventually come to pass.
Oh yeah.
So it's by faith.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with that, off that strong, powerful word right there, we gonna end the show and thank y'all for tuning in to the TBS show. Please be on the lookout for part 2. There's no date set, but just know it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
And this one might be live. So we'll just put a pause right there in this conversation. We'll come back to it because we always got something to talk about. But until the next time, hey, I appreciate y'all.